are blissfully unaware. But this activity by non-human extraterrestrial technology is capturing the attention of humans.
Let me get the webcam set up properly. It'll be good to go, boys. How y'all doing? Welcome back, welcome back. What in the hell? Okay, well, my webcam is all kinds of messed up. Holy! What am I looking at? Oh, glad you guys don't have to see this. It's like super overexposed. If I look like it goes before, this looks awful. Is it gain? Okay, it might be gain that's like super giga high and exposure. Okay, well that helps a little bit. Sorta. Yeah. What do I up this a little? Okay, I still look really blue. Is it white balance? Oh yeah, it made me super blue. I have a little bit pink to me. I am a human being after all. At least I hope I am. Okay. I'm pretty sure the power cut out while I was asleep. It didn't completely, put my, my PC was already off, but I'm assuming like whatever power it had running things in the background, I guess reset a couple of settings. Hopefully it didn't reset like a lot of things. Anyway, how y'all doing? Hope you're having a good one. Weird question. Have you ever had somebody in duels that plays with an arm? I mean, we've had a lot of people playing duels. I wouldn't say no. Maybe at some point. I assume. I have no idea. Anyway, yeah. Is the name True Handy? Is that meant to be like a play on words? for that reason, or is it just like a coincidence? A full-on coinky dink. How you doing, by the way, guys? Hope you're having a good one. I was born with one arm. I'm joining today. Hell yeah, my man. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Is that viable? Like, is it actually, like, I guess Blizzard has done a bunch of stuff to make, like, what, accessibility, I think? But even prior to that, like, I guess having, like, a Naga with all the buttons on the side does a lot, doesn't it? What am I trying to do here? UI scale. Okay, hopefully we get the groups going here. I don't know if Krager is on tonight. I have no idea. You know, new patch, new me, new everything. So I have no idea what's going on. We're just gonna try to see if we can get some groups going on EU either way, boys. Yeah, hopefully get some up and running. We'll just need 10 people, 10 bodies, and then we can get some 5v1 windows going, boys. You know, I almost never see people running around with like all the new Silver Moon like civilian gear, civilian armor, I guess. What do you call it? Oh, yeah, what's up, my man? Want to join? Groups in LFG. What's up, Ken? What's looking good down lost way. Not been here for a while. I have no idea. I mean, my doctor says I did, but I definitely do not feel like I did. How you doing, by the way? Hope you're having a good one. Hey, Daddy, what's up, Christmas? How you doing, my man? Wait, is bro, what in the world am I looking at? What happened to my BNet? Hold on, is it me? Is it on my end? Huh? Is anybody else seeing this? Is everybody else BNet like this? Bro, what is going on? Just in your group? Yeah. Yeah, you just chill in my group, man. You just chill while I gather more bodies. What is going on? On a scale of 1 to 10, how much am I going to hate Paladins today? Yeah, you know what? It all depends who is in. You know what I mean? Pally hate is unreal, but it all depends who is in today. If we can even play today, if BNet is like this, hold on, can I use like normal BattleNet instead? Okay, I sort of can. Hey, duels today? Question mark? See if Krager is down for some duels, if maybe he'll into it or not. Yeah, BNet is all kinds of weird, but we are live today. We are doing stuff. Ah, damn. Can I separate my BNet friends from like EU and NA to separate groups, man? Because I don't know who's who. I don't know who's who. If you got a rogue, I'm gonna jump on the bridge. Hey, yes, 1 min. Okay, perfect. So Krager is gonna be making a group. We got him at the very least with a group. Let me see if Johnny's on. Hey, doing duels today? Getting groups for it now. Krager will be ready in a bit. Yeah, so BNet is all kinds of messed up today. We are still gonna try to put groups together. Likely won't get too much variety except maybe on Krager's side, but yeah. Hey, wanna join duels today? Got groups in LOG. Let's see if Johnny says pushing through today. Get it, friend. Get it. Do it. Get after it. Hey, wanna join duels? See if maybe I can get Antibodon in here, possibly for a couple of duels. Yeah, well, I guess what I have to do is use my the BattleNet app to actually message people directly. I think that's the only way I can really go about it, man. Have a good stream. Have a good push. Get that mount. Okay. Cool. So maybe I can get him to join too. Albert, get in here. Hell yeah. Okay, so we'll have to do this a bit more manually because BattleNet is broken. Thank you, Blizzard. Very cool. Hey, wanna join 5v5 duels today? Dragon Attack, what do you say? I'll be back 1 hour. Okay. Okay. I am making a group right now in LFG if you do wanna join in. Cool, so we can get maybe Dragon Attack in. So that's Curdy. Brockon. Okay, that's Squad Classic, WoW Classic, Call. I don't remember if that is NA or EU or whatnot. I have no idea. Gotowe. 1 sec. I need bodies. Real quick, I need bodies. Holy. Yes, groups are listed in LG. BNet is broken, but you're welcome to join and invite friends if you wanna. I can't at the moment. I can't invite you through BNet, but the group is listed in LG. Yeah, I don't think I can invite him through Battlenet. Wait, you guys can maybe quick join. I don't know if you can see me on quick join, but my BNet is all kinds of scuffed, man. Let me get a Russian keyboard. Хорошо. У меня BNet сломался. У меня BNet сломался. Я не знаю. Oh, there we go. Handy. Yo, get a friend. Get your friends in. Perfect. Clip dog, get in here, friend. Get in here, Clip. Clifford, the big red dog. Is that what it's supposed to be, Clifford? Попробуй relog. Okay, let me do this actually. Yeah, let me try relogging. Okay, let me try relogging. Happened to me. Okay, we'll try relogging, right? Log out, log in, and maybe it'll work. Need to relog. That happened to me. Alt F4. Wait, completely log out. Get out of the game entirely. Oh, okay. Hold on. Don't go anywhere. Need a quick relog to fix BNet. Okay, we're gonna shut the game entirely. Right, shutting the game completely. Not just logging out of character, logging out completely, and then we're gonna come back in. Hopefully that fixes my BNet, because apparently I'm not the only one. Apparently that has happened to other people, and that is Curdy saying that's how you fix it. That's what I did. Got it. I'll try it. Didn't want to join? Suggest someone want to wait. Do you want to join? Yes, in a second. Once I'm back in, I'll be able to get him in. Yes. It's just taking me a second. Yeah. Oh, does he need a link? Hold on. He always asks for a link. Wait, did I not change the thumbnail? What the hell am I doing? Oh, I didn't. What the hell? Here we go. Okay, it keeps taking me into this screen here, the RAM select for some reason. It's not like immediately taking me. I might be bugged. I might just be bugged, dude. I might just be bugged. But we'll see. Maybe it'll work. Don't go anywhere though. Please don't leave. Don't leave me. Yeah, I have the link if he needs it. Group is listed up. Oh, Curdy, yeah, and Judy, beautiful. We got a team. We got a group. We got a squad. Curdy, actually, did you decline? Lol. It's a declined invite. Judy, what are you doing, man? No. Okay, it's okay. It's okay. Curdy, are you in chat? Are you? You see me, right? Do I need to type to you in BNet, or am I good? Would you mind just being lead until you gotta go? And then just like let me know when like, hey, now I gotta go past my lead and all that. But just to have somebody who could like tell me, hey, group is ready or not, we need more bodies, all that. Because you're reliable. I like Curdy because he's very, very reliable. I would give it to Drudy, but Drudy, there's always some miscommunication going on. So just yeah, perfect, beautiful. You are wonderful, savior, my savior. Ready. Ready. Beautiful. Did I pass lead? Oh, my stuff works now. Hell yeah. Thank you, Curdy. That's awesome. Okay, cool. We're ready. Alrighty. So if you're new, Dragon Attack 5. What a good name, dude. Dragon Attack. Hey, I got a birthday. What's up, man? What's up, Judy? Hope you're having a good one. Okay, I think we're good now. What that CD? Let me add my recording, by the way. It's been a second since we had duels. By the second, I mean last week. It's been an entire week. It's been an entire week. How do you expect me to remember? What were we at in duels? So many audio tracks. 411, so 412 would be the next. Got it. That answers my question. Beautiful. Switch. All right, here we go. Same here because we were all select. Yeah, it's weird, man. It's not doing that for me on an A for some reason, but on a U it was doing that. But at least BNet is fixed, right? We got ourselves Kragar back on the orc, man. Dude, I feel like not seeing Kragar on an orc, but rather on a dwarf. I know that's like a real dwarves are really good, and like he actually plays it. You know, he plays both characters pretty regularly. But him on an orc is just iconic. It's iconic. It's so good. Wait, hold on. Dravens? Is that what his name's supposed to be? Connery, gonna be here as a Paladina. We got ourselves Rested Hell with a beautiful Glad Mount, and on that team we got ourselves Hindle. Okay, perfect. Some of their names are pretty easy to say. It takes a second, but I can adjust. Handy gonna be first up as a Devourer Demon. What is your mog? What is that cloak? Those weapons? Is that Dragon? It's like a mix of Dragonflight and a little bit of Harndor stuff. Going in the opener, got him so a bit of that cleave, a bit of that melee, maybe a trinket. Is going to be a trinket, as it is going to be imprisoned onto the Pally, who is going to go for a trinket himself. Melee combo. Does Handy have enough? That's going to be immunity. That's going to be big immune. Handy just going to live 6 seconds of immunity. Then you can't really touch him for a little bit. Although he can do a decent bit of healing. Maybe Sigil Mister connects. It unfortunately does not. Stun does go through him. He still is getting those reap procs with consumptions right after. Building up some resources. There goes a full meta. I think the Paladin might have tried to use a skill on him, but I think he was able to meta immune it. It's going to be a Hodge really soon. Handy may need something here. Got him some Void Ray from a distance, but next Hodge is going to be very deadly. May need Darkness. Trying to see if he can backflip it. Does immune it. Does immune with a backflip with the Void Operation to get himself some mobility. Got himself plenty of damage from a distance. If Connery cannot catch up, if Sean Connery cannot make a play here, it may be put in a rough spot. Does go for the bubble. Handy with the darkness. All he can do is just sit there and try to generate as many resources as he can, using shift to get himself some more movement. 10 seconds until the stun is back up and available. He's got himself a bit of damage. Does he have any follow-up? He got a stun, blur, backflip. He won't have anything for the next stun by the Paladin. Does go for pre-blur, catching up a little bit of healing. The Pally's backing up out of there. In prison, does Connery go for a Hodge? Meta, does he get a backflip? He does get hit with a blind. Into Predator's Wake, big damage, and there goes the combo. You gotta love it. You gotta love the Demon Hunter melee combo, man. It is so good. I love how much mobility it is. It is very flashy. And I say that as a rogue because a lot of the times, like, I try to gouge a Demon Hunter and they'll be mid backflip or a kidney shot up or blind them on their burst. They just like, they backflip and it's like, meta, full immune. Literally full immune. Resting Hell with a hunt. Try to see if he can stun lock Handy's hunt. I think he still get cooldowns for it, but he doesn't have a lot of health to work with. Devourer is a glass cannon. They do a lot of damage, but survivability can be a little bit iffy. Try to see if he can pick up whatever healing he can. Still somehow alive. Does get himself the movement skills in order to back up out of there, but that last glaive does clip him. There's just not much you can do when you fall that far behind, and Resting Hell has a deadly combo, which they buffed up actually somewhat recently for Draki in particular. Cliff with a full adrenaline rush, ready to go. Got himself into a Sigil of Misery. Doesn't want to break it. He knows Resting Hell is going to want to break it himself. Getting the shot, that gives him an opportunity to have himself a proper go. Pistols between the eyes, firing and gunning. Does go for the advantage with a cheap shot. Got himself a little bit of damage to follow up. He just needs to keep the pressure rolling and disarm. Demon Hunter backflipping out of it to regain access to his glaive. Stun onto Cliff. Cliff has health, but he's taking some damage. Evasion should keep him plenty healthy. This is where it's going to be Resting Hell backing up out of the Cliff. Has mobility. You cannot run away from the rogue. You cannot get away. It's going to be going up in the air. Local shadows for Cliff. Does have mobility with that sprint. Try to see if he can get it behind the cover, behind the curtains, and should be able to get himself a reset unless Resting Hell catches him. Resting Hell does throw a glaive in prison before a kidney shot comes out for the rogue. Does have a kidney shot. Vanish to follow. Back it up out of there. Resting Hell does have spectral, I think. Or maybe no. Maybe he doesn't. He does see the rogue though. For Cliff, he needs something here. Anything. Cliff Bazinski is going to need to get something rolling here. Cheap shot. Disarm right after. Stun by the Demon Hunter into a trinket by the rogue. Got himself those ranged glaives with a hunt to reconnect. Cliff could not escape behind the pillar. Kidney shot is a last ditch effort of defense, but it's going to be Resting Hell plenty healthy, able to cleave soul fragments off of Cliff, consuming them just to get himself up and running. Man, who's up next? Is it going to be Albert or Curdy or Judy? Instead, it is going to be a Boomkin with Resting Hell trying to make sure he gets himself the proper opener. Judy trying to go for the knock, but I think a little bit too far distance away from Resting Hell. Is going to go for that big backflip. to disengage away from the Demon Hunter, who is going to go behind the pillar, taking a decent bit of damage. All those pets are actually going to be double. Did he double in Karn, or is it just like you get procs of the Dryads? Because the Dryad should do a lot of damage. Try to go for a root, but he's going to actually stop it. Whenever you're pretty close in range to Demon Hunter for an interrupt, that could potentially put you in a rough spot. Stun, but Rest in Hell, Judy, without a trinket. Did he use a trinket in the opener versus Rest in Hell? He may actually be permanently in the back foot. He will need to use literally everything he can in his kit to survive, able to disengage away from the Demon Hunter, rooting him in place, bear form for a little bit extra healing, regrowth. It's gonna be eyes picked up by Rest in Hell. He wants to make sure that Drudy does not have any way to escape. Also doesn't want to give him any opportunity to recover too much health. If he gets a full re-stealth escape, he's just going to recover fully. But keeping him kind of low health allows him to disengage with that hunt. Backflip in case there's going to be a bash. That backflip is huge actually. Time it in a good spot. Can't put you in a great position. Bash that is going to be triggered by the Demon Hunter. Drudy at no health whatsoever. Literally on the last leg. Starstart is firing away in desperation. But Drudy does go down as Rest in Hell cleaves him down with Curdy up next, trying to see if he can chain down Rest in Hell. Man cannot be chained. Literally a free bird flying up into the air, bombarding down onto Curdy. One thing of Demon Hunters actually, some of the bugs they did for the hero talents, which isn't technically part of 1207, but kind of recent still. I mean, they made Eldraki even stronger. Apparently the playstyle for PvE content at least is super atrocious to say the least, but in PvP, Rest in Hell makes it work some way, somehow. As do a lot of other Demon Hunters, in fact. They grip onto the Demon Hunter. Curdy with a bit of the AMS. Meta comes out for Rest in Hell, so he's got himself full max damage. The army of undead is surrounding him, or rather the riders, as Curdy is actually down on some of his cooldowns. Looks like massive combo for Rest in Hell. Curdy, I don't think he really expected it. He has a blind, so maybe he could use blind, just walk away, but it looks like the passive damage out for Rest in Hell between the immolation, the bleed, and the additional cosmic damage meteors from Eldraki Reaver flying down on him. Just too much pressure. How was that for my first time? I thought it was pretty good. I mean, it's a paladin, so you know what I mean? Like, paladins ain't easy. Also, first time in duels in general, I love fresh blood. Hopefully, we'll be able to get a bunch of plays here handy. Hopefully, we can get you a clip or two, man. You know what I mean? Stun onto Rest in Hell as Albert got a full army of undead in play. Sigil of Misery doesn't stop the undead, but it will stop Albert for a second. Though Lichborn and a horse lets him break out of it, closing the gap quickly. Rest in Hell using his crazy mobility to get away from the entire army of undeads. The longer you can stay away from those undeads, the better. But also, if you do have Metamorphosis, cleaving them down does give you a lot of healing. Try to see if you can punish Albert for being out in the open. Hit him with a slow, bombarding him from the sky. Albert taking a decent bit of damage, but he's got himself a bit of the first aid. As long as no damage procs from Rest in Hell, which looks like someone did proc. Oh, you know what it is? You know what it is that procced on him? Rest in Hell marks Albert, and any enemy he hits, part of that damage goes back to Albert. So attacking those undeads actually disrupted his own self-healing, which is crazy. Rest in Hell, huge charge onto Albert, backflips to make sure no CC could hold him, and that was a Strangulate hour for Albert, but it doesn't look like it connected. There goes the hunt, slams into Albert. Does he have anything to follow up? And it looks like Rest in Hell within a prison, trinket out for Albert, trying to see if he can back up out of there. Quick stun from up melee, and Rest in Hell just needs a couple more globals. Albert trying to do whatever he can to try to survive, but realizes Death Pact sealed his fate and takes down, and Rest in Hell takes down Albert with a clean sweep of 5-0. After hand his opener, it looks like, you know what I mean? It looks like it's a Demon Hunter game, dude. It looks like it's gonna be Demon Hunter night. I do like watching Demon Hunters though. I like the backflips, the healing, because they don't like, don't go behind the pillar to heal. They heal by doing damage. It's just wild how good it is. Alrighty, Curdy and Kragar, let me know when you guys are good, and we'll send it. Beautiful. I think it was at 411, so it should be 412. Yes. Okay, cool. Kragar and Dragon Attack. As soon as you guys got 5 and you're ready, let me know. I want to try to get as many of these as I can. Havoc seems balanced. Havoc is very balanced, isn't it? Very, very balanced. Well, it seems OP, but when you consider the idea that he only heals by doing damage, which means if you lock down his like meta windows, that's when you don't let him heal during those. Like, people that figure out the trick make it look like a walk in the park. We'll go Tolviron. Tolviron is a good arena. It's a great arena for a bit of that range, a little bit of space, let people kite. Range classes have love Tolviron in particular, so this is going to be good. I like how we got like a melee heavy setup for team 1. And like a little bit of casters, a little bit of melee over for team 2, but it's a variety, right? You get Death Knights, which are like magic melee with pets, Judy, full range, handy, caster with a lot of range, with a movement, not as much range, Clip Dog, pure physical damage. For Kraga, it is Warrior, Death Knight. It's just like a different flavor of like a melee, right? A real melee, undead melee, holy melee, demonic melee, shadowy stealthy melee. You know what I mean? That's kind of basically what he's got going on as a team. But we're going to be playing a bunch of these games though, so the variety of comps we'll get here is going to be plenty. Which? Back to being an orc, Master Race. I think it's just a different character. I think he just has more than one character. He just plays one or the other. Although the Dalaran racial is really good in a lot of the cases. Kraga over the team 1 is going to be first up. Looks like the rogue Hindal is going to be first up. I do love the bony wings. I do hate how they flap around so much. I love the idea of bony wings, but the way they flap around, they look like a cheap ornament from Party City. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like wings, the bony, I feel like it should be a little more sturdy, but it's okay. Handy does have Spectral Sight, but he's actually kind of letting the rogue get a proper opener. He's going to go for some healing. Unfortunately, his Immolation Aura doesn't actually do a lot of AoE damage, so you can't use it to break the rogue out. It just heals him. Melee combo, rogue steps in, stun. Hindal is going to take a decent bit of damage. Just Handy goes in for any more setups. Smoke bomb really early. The rogue is trying to see if he can catch himself a reset. I'm wondering if it's Sigil of Misery or if he's just going to back up completely. No trinket used, but also Hindal didn't really use any other skills of his own. He's going to try to see if he closes the gap. Trinket out of that cannon shot immediately. Hindal does get himself coup de grace. Melee damage out from the meta. The rogue, the Mania Cloak of Shadows here. If Hindal can close the gap, he's still eating those reaps either way. As long as he can land those reaps from around the corner, he might be able to do decent bit of damage. Handy now is in a bit of a precarious spot because he needs to make sure he gets an opener versus the rogue. Darkness, the rogue ain't running at ya. If you have a Spectral Sight or if eyes are available, that could help you. Backflip in a cheap shot or a kidney shot would be huge. You at least have health to work with. My question is that enough? Because the rogue, they do a lot of burst damage. Like a lot of burst damage. I think it just might be light. Stun, Handy backing up out of it, gets himself a quick shield. Sigil of Misery, the rogue doesn't step on him. That could have been a situation where the rogue steps on him to try to end him. So Sigil of Misery actually wasn't terrible. I think that was actually a good play. Unfortunately, with your health right now, I don't know what there's to do for you. Unless you somehow squeak out a heal. No, it's not happening. It's rough. It's not easy. It's gonna be a Cliff. Immediately hits him with a between the eyes around the corner before he catch a reset. Cheap shot immediately follows up. Cheap shot back as a reversal onto Cliff Dog with another cheap shot to follow, just locking him down. Blade rush to close the gap. Disarm onto Hindal. Disarm back, but Cliff Dog he has a gun. Boy's got a gun. He's got a gun. You better run. Man's practicing his Second Amendment rights. But the best part about the gun is just you can just build calm points to do decent-ish slow damage with a slow when you disarm. It's kind of nice. Like when a warrior goes to disarm you, but they're trying to kill you, just walk away, pistol shot him, and they can't touch him. It's really nice. When a monk does that, like, oh, what's cool too is when a monk, like a mystery or will disarm the rogue on your burst, between the eyes and pistol shot, use the gun. And that is not the main hand. That is technically concealed pistol in your jacket pocket. So you can still use those skills. You can between the eyes, pistol shot to build calm points, between the eyes if it resets. It's kind of nice. Gouge before Cliff Dog can see Hindal escape behind the pillar. Is going to go for a blind. Try to see if he gets himself a reset, actually. Is going to go for the cheap shot opener. Is that going to be enough for him to get a proper go? Couple of ambushes. Disarm to follow. Cliff is going to get hit with the disarm as well. Still has access to the pistol, so you can build calm points. Next stun, I think it's going to be in the ballpark of Hindal. You're going to go for a stun. Trinket for Cliff with a DFA to follow up. I think we're just trying to maybe get some immune going. Evasion available for both rogues. Cliff is not taking any of that Shadow Blaze damage. Is going to go for Vanish. Hindal's out in the open. Cliff can maybe still catch him. Might be able to sap him. Does sap him. So for Cliff, he was able to reverse that Shadow Blades entirely. This is huge for him because if he took any of that Shadow Blades damage directly, he might have died. Trinket really aggressively into a gouge. Cheap shot onto Cliff. Does Hindal have enough damage? That secret technique actually fizzled out on that gouge. That is beautiful. Getting a shot reversal back at Hindal, but it's very short. Does Cliff have enough damage? He should have grapple here, hopefully. He won't be CC'd. Vanish for Vanish. Both rogues go for a reset. No trinkets are available. Hindal does get himself a bit of healing and a shield, but Cliff does have a sippy cup without dampening being super high. He might be okay. I don't know how rogues work. That's just rogues, man. As soon as you see Shadow Blades, that's when you gotta be worried. Shadow Blades, you trinket that. I think Shadow Blades, you immediately trinket. Otherwise, I think you have to eat all the goes. The only other thing you can do is Spectral Sight or pick up Eyes and try to backflip as you get in, towards the rogue, backflip towards them, because they'll likely try to sap you or cheap shot you, so you can get that immunity while as long as you're mid-air. They found each other, no saps. It's going to be a cheap shot out for Cliff Dog. Get in the opener. He has a Adrenaline Rush too, so I wonder if he's going to follow up. He's going to be disarm for disarm. Cliff knows he's going to be the getting a rest on after. If he actually times it, DFA. Try to see if you can immune the kidney shot. If you pre-feign that kidney, you might be golden. You might just have to blind instead. He's trying to establish full control of the situation. I don't know if you'll be able to wait out until cheap shots are back. You might be able to. Cheap shot? It is a full cheap shot. You can follow with a kidney shot if you wanted to. Kidney shot? Does he just take it? Oh my god! He just takes him out. Well done. Clean play. Cliff, however, is going to be put under pressure immediately by Krager. Fury Warrior swinging his weapons. Thunder and lightning striking in every direction. As he's getting literally stomped into the ground. DFA out for Cliff. Looking to maybe use that DFA to escape. Grapple, unfortunately, does get charged on, which cancels it. And that is going to be his escape, but Execute does take him. Dude, Fury Warrior Executes are deadly, by the way. They're so scary. They're so scary. Actually terrifying. Every single chopper out of Krager. He's not even Slayer, which is like really heavy into Executes. He is the Mount of Thane, and Thane got hands, dude. Thane got Executes. Apparently, Trinket Alpha Krager is going to be charged to reconnect with Curdy. Curdy has a mobility to escape. Leap Krager does use big defenses, and that's where Curdy just wants to actually escape Krager, rooting him in place with those chains of ice, and he's just going to run out of it. He's going to wait until cooldowns are back. Krager is looking to find a way to close the gap. Stun with a charge is going to be helpful. Unfortunately, he can't remove those slows immediately. Got himself a bit of that Zerker's Rage to help reduce any kind of CC that is going to be connected with, but Curdy still got... What is this sliding thing going on with Curdy? What is that sliding animation? Man's just slipping on sand? I was going to say slipping on ice, but we're not on sand. Oh, that Krager. Yeah, I'm sure you and Krager will be able to get a duel against each other. I think they'd be really fun. Disarm as Krager still got himself the big stomps. Curdy, do you have the damage? I think his cooldown should line up. He got himself the scythe, but Krager is looking very defended against the scythe. He barely is scratching into his health. Curdy looking for a bit of more healing. Yet another scythe. Second scythe goes through, starting to make some damage, but now Curdy's stuck in place. He can't do much. Krager's health is getting kind of lowish, actually. Curdy does have a stun with a blind to follow up, so he could always escape. Use that escape properly. Chain of Ice is going to be huge. Wraith Walk, but he's getting charged on. Wraith Walk does get rooted for a second, but doesn't keep him slowed into a Chain of Ice, but he's already connected with a charge. If he has a proc of Execute on you, Curdy may be in a bit of trouble. Curdy will need to use literally everything in his repertoire, I think, to try to live this. The one thing he has is slows. Krager is very susceptible to slows. Warriors have a great way to close the gap. You see a target, you charge to them. You see him around the corner, you leap to them. But once you get hit with a slow, Warriors don't really have much to get out of that slow. They can position themselves close to target, but that slow afterwards can really create a distance. Big breath out, Curdy. Try to see if he can make a play. One Execute goes through. Krager with the Execute Rage. Oh, you gotta love it. You gotta love this Rage weapon throw Executes, man. I love it. I personally love it. That's going to be second one. Is it Albert next, or is it going to be Drudy? Looks like it is going to be Albert, giving Krager at least a bit of a chance to catch up. Second win and first stage should be kicking in very, very soon. Albert, I don't think he's going to give Krager too much of an opportunity to escape here. It is going to be an army of undead for Krager to deal with. Maybe he can wait until the army is on him and then spear them, fear some of them. Maybe spearing him and then leaping away may be the play here, because he's got to find a way to create distance. Fearing out those riders is helpful. He does have defenses. Trinket to follow him. Does go for big defense here. Is going to go for an avatar. Defense is already online. He might as well make some damage happen. Short stun, but Krager does have a little bit of healing. Defensive stance to live out just a little bit longer. Albert is super low in health. Reflect out for Krager for just a second. Albert used his shield just to survive for a little longer, but those Executes still flying through. IBF to dampen some of the damage is taken. Disarm Krager still chucking out Executes back to back, closing the gap. One more Execute needs one, and does end up taking him out with the damage. With Drudy immediately trying to dot up Krager. He got him some shields. Those dots from Drudy shouldn't break through the shield, hopefully, so maybe Krager's second one can kick in. There it is. Barely any health, but it is kicking in. It is starting to kick in, but the dots, they gotta connect again. Krager, I think, will need to use everything he can to live this. I don't know if he'll be able to do much. Stun onto Drudy. Bash to follow up. Dots have Reflect. I don't know if he's got Leap. Can spear Drudy down. If he can walk away from those pets, he might be okay. Actually, kind of okay. He's got to control Drudy. Gotta deny him a re-stealth. He's gonna go for the leap. Full burst is available. Charge is up as well. Drudy, as long as he can't get away, as long as Drudy can't go for a slow, he might be in a bit of trouble. Krager does have a bit more health to work with. Charge yet again. We'll need to find a way to lock down Drudy at all times. May need to go for line of sight. Star Surges are flying. Krager, no health. Needs to go for Bloodthirst. Bloodthirst, one more Bloodthirst. Oh no, cheat death. That's what it is. Cheat death proc. He did die behind the pillar, but did take down a handful of them before going down. Drudy does end up setting in the Star Surges behind the pillar. Well done, well done. Connery's up next. Second or third from the team one with Drudy. He's got himself a tall task of beating a paladin and a death knight and a demon hunter. Technically, Drudy has beaten paladins before, so I'm wondering if he's using some cool tech here with his apex talent, which does a lot of damage. I mean, those little like surges that he gives, those little instacast things together with the trees, that is very, very strong altogether. Hey, yo, what's up, BM? How you doing, my guy? Hope you're having a good one. All right, thank you, Curdy. Whoever's in Team Curdy, by the way, whoever's in Team Drudy, right? Everybody on Team Drudy, you guys will need to invite me so I can help out. I can help out do the things. Yeah? That would help me out. Help me out tremendously. Because I need to take over the team. Connery's taking a decent bit of damage. Is he gonna go for immunity, actually? Hold on a second. Connery, your health, your health, your health. Bubble. There it goes. As a paladin, you gotta make sure always save a global for the bubble. Even if you just gotta stop playing your character for a second, make sure you save a global for the bubble. Don't maximize your globals when you're that low. Just don't. Too many paladins right into that situation. Oh, okay. I see. Yeah. I see you setup, Handy. Yeah, I'll take a closer look after the match, yeah? Connery's taking a decent bit of damage, but at least he's got himself a reset. Now he won't have immunity for a while. Bubble does put a forbearance, and Bubble is the only button that can be used during forbearance. So Connery, Lay on Hands, and Spell Warden are behind a little. I do love how Drudy always goes by to get those stuns. I am surprised you could cast while in cat, by the way. The fact that he casts while in cat form is wild to me. It's going to be big movement. He's got Incarn, but immunity is out for Connery. The trees do fade. You just hit a couple of Star Surges. Is that little Fade Dragon going to be able to do much? It's just a little Fade Dragon that could. Literally the little Fade Dragon that could. He's trying. Look at him. He's like, I got this, boss. Yeah, I broke that shield of vengeance. I'm assuming they're just like henchmen. They're just like, hey, boss. They're tiny and cute, but I imagine they're just like absolutely crude. He tried. He tried. Did they even do like any damage? I feel like I've never seen their hits. Again, you're casting while in cat. What is happening? A magical cat. A cat in a hat. What is going on? It is going to be a stun. Drudy with a trinket. Bashing middle into Connery. Using mobility to break away. Hand of Freedom is available, but it's going to be a clone. Unfortunately, Drudy having to stop a lot of his damage. Oh, did it disband? Hopefully not. Hopefully not. If it did, I'll restart the group. I'll restart the group. Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry. I don't think it disbanded. Just Drudy had to go. Or Curdy had to go. I'll need somebody else to take over as a lead. Maybe I'll see if Saya's around. Oh, should we get Saya? Krager's my idol, by the way. Krager is awesome, man. You should have seen the match Krager had today so far. Just this one. It was absolutely... Dude, those executes blowing people up. Connery does go for a reset, but Connery's not down on Lay on Hands, Spell Warden, and Bubbles for duty, even though the situation is looking kind of dire. Dampen is getting really high. There's really not much you can really do. Might not be able to follow up after Connery, but he may be able to summon up literally the forces of Elune itself. Immediate trinket out for Connery. Root insta for Drudy does get hit with a Hodge. I may just go down. Bardskin might be enough to keep him maybe alive. We'll need something, anything to keep himself afloat here. Does go for a heal. It's barely doing anything. A 69% dampening. Cyclone, last ditch effort. Drudy with the regrowths, but that Dawnlight is not feeling good. I think it might just die. Dawnlight does take him down. That's rough. Krager does pick up 3. I like how his damage and healing is exactly the same. Nearly identical. Very, very close. Just 70,000 difference. Damn. He could have just done like... What? How many auto attacks is that? 10? Maybe? A couple less auto attacks maybe? And he would have been just fine. Holy. Alright, let's see how the group is doing. If you were on the other team... Is there... let me see. Is there... anyone left in the group? Or did they all disband? Because I'll make another one. Okay, so we'll have to remake the group. That works out then. That works out. Now I'm sending Nax run on TBC. And Nax run on TBC. Locate need gear from there. Not even 70. Even though I'm 70. Really? Nax Ramus, huh? That's weird. Invite me. I'll take over. See if I can maybe... It's Nick, right? I'm pretty sure it's Nick. Yes, it is. Thank you. Beautiful. Wonderful. Do I pass, lead, plus... Yeah, boys. Oh, the rogue left. You guys... Okay, it's okay. We'll remake the group. Next time if somebody leaves, don't all leave. We'll still keep playing. The group is not disbanding. Group does not disband. I'm gonna message Judy in Discord. Pass, lead, friend. Here we go. If you need to add me in the groups or something, anyone left mine. All good, all good, all good. Yeah, I'll get this up and running. I'll get this going in a second. Let's do this. I'll get you in and you can invite whatever friends you want to invite. And then we can get anybody else that wants to join. Whenever Judy passes me lead. Just gotta give him a second. Invite me, Curdy. Oh, Saya, I'll get you in. Curdy had to go, but he'll be back in like an hour. But he was able to do like 2 games. But yeah, no, he was lead. He had to go. He let me know. I was hoping he would let me know, and then we would leave the match. He would invite me to the group, pass me lead, leave. But he's got places to be. So we're just gonna have to remake the group real quick. What did want to join, but he's AFK? All good, all good. Yeah. As soon as Judy passes me lead, if he does pass me lead, I whisper him. I saw. Oh, beautiful. Nice. Okay, so we are in. Here we go. Alright, under Molten Core, we're gonna be listed back up and ready. You guys are welcome to join us. We need a whole team of homies. Saya, you know where to find us. Did I message Adabeam? I did message Adabeam. Did it say anything back? Ooh, he didn't say anything back. Handy, get in here. I mean, see your setup, by the way. Hell yeah. Yeah, dude. Oh, is that the Red Dragon mice? I think I had one of those a while back. Yeah, they're kind of good. They're actually, like, for like a Razer type of knockoff mouse, they're actually not terrible. Actually, really not terrible. Audio, get in here. Audio, about to make these boys adios. You know what I mean? Hopefully, maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'm just overselling it. Who else do I invite? Johnny's doing his thing. Good luck with the glad mount, man. What did you say? Sorry, I was giving all G, all G. All good, friend. No worries. Tina Smirshka wants to join. Quartz? Hey. Hole of the Guardian. I was wondering if that's like a dungeon. I'm pretty sure it's literally Major Order Hall. Hole of the Guardian. Oh. Oh, we got Tama. Perfect. I can also ask Tricky later. That works. Alright, Saya, I'm gonna make a lead. You know how these things are done, right? Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. My friend, my comrade, my confidant. Kragar and Brizaz. Bro, ever since you told me how to say your name correctly, I really noticed how clean I am. I was like, Brizaz? What is that? Brizaz. It's easy. Just use the B. And since then I've been. Alrighty, get ourselves. I don't think I saved that one, did I? Do you guys feel any different now that the item level of your gear is like a little higher? I do think classes that scale with gear probably feeling it. I think Kragar with his executes, I think he's feeling it. I think rogues are probably feeling it too. I also think everybody has more health, but classes that scale do seem to hit a little harder. You know? So yeah, warriors in particular, I think one of the best classes that scale with endgame gear. In Greek means 2 holes you put in any device to charge. My man, do you know that it sounds like lewd as shit? Dude, that sounds sexual as fuck. You know that, right? 2 holes you put in and 8 devices to charge. Bro, you know what? Let's just move past that topic. I feel like that could be unpacked in a variety of different ways. Let's not. That could be a 2-hour stream by itself. I got questions. I don't even want to know those. Which? We got ourselves Goeris. Hey, Beast Mastery. I am surprised Goeris has not played Survival. I feel like he would enjoy Survival, which is the leap, burst, blow him up, run away. Next minute later, do it again. You know what I mean? Handy gonna be first up. Versus Goeris, the pets are rushing out. I do love how you picked up those void pets. I gotta go get some more pets on my hunter. I gotta level my hunter. I'm leveling my Brewmaster. I'm just trying to give like the most levels with the least amount of time spent. It's really trying to min-max it. So yeah, Hunt unfortunately does not connect. Handy does use mobility. The more mobility you use a Demon Hunter, it's actually better, especially as this spec in particular got him some mobility back behind the pillar. When you use shift, you get a bit of a shield. So using shift aggressively actually gives you a little bit of survivability. Meta. All right, afterwards, does he have a way to lock him down? You will need to find someone to lock down Goeris. Goeris does go for a bit of defenses. Does Handy, if he goes in for a charge, unfortunately it is going to stun him. He's going to have to wait it out. That is Turtle Shell out for Goeris, and Handy CC'd. I don't know if he can go for that hunt with the hunt around the corner while Meta is active in particular. Sigil of Misery, try to see if he can pincer him. Does get to do it. It's going to be on that racial though. Oh my god, Handy. That was such a good move. Sigil of Misery and then swing to the other side. Put Goeris on the back foot. Unfortunately, Goeris does go down. Charged by Crack. No Cragger. It's going to be Since Fury charging in. One more execute is all he needs. Darkness down. Handy needs someone to live. Unfortunately, the warrior came out swinging. Way too much damage out of left field. Handy didn't really have much of an opportunity to get himself a breather. With Audio going to be up next. Got himself a full imprison. What is he, Mog? It's like a bit of like... Normally Demon Hunters are looking very, very exposed. You know, shirtless and everything. Going Illidan style. But here he decided to go like, you know what? Let me go a little bit modest. Outside of meta form. You know what I mean? Then all those clothes just rip. But otherwise, the Mog, you gotta take a second look at it again. It's very unconventional. Gonna be Tis Fury with a parry into I-beam right after 4. Audio. He does have the procs. You can't stop the what is it? What are they called? I forget what's it called. Demon Surge procs? It is gonna be full meta too. Everything available. He's got himself a bunch of damage disarmed for just a moment. Audio will need maybe something, anything, just a little bit more. There we go. You see what I mean by Mog? Be looking a little more, like, restrained. Oh, he does actually eat a lance back at himself. That is unfortunate stun to follow, and it's gonna be Sis with a couple of executes back to back off of that stun. Beautiful, beautiful damage. Unfortunately, there's Saya out here, the Paladin threat, the Warrior Slayer. Well, really, I guess any Paladin is a Warrior Slayer, to be honest, right? It's not really a title. It's more just like, you know, it's like a feature you can't change about yourself. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like when you're born with red hair, you're born with red hair. You're born as a Paladin, the Warrior Slayer. You're born as a Paladin, the Warrior Slayer. What can you do? Since Fury just going for a fear just to try to see if he can get himself a breather, but the man realizes while on the Dawnlight, there's not much he can really do. Back it up out of there for a little bit. He's going to need to get himself a decent setup at some point. Does he play Demon? He's got to be a Colossus, right? It's got to be a Colossus Warrior. It'd be so weird if it isn't. And again, that's going to be Saya with yet another Dawnlight proccing onto Fury. Fury is going to take a decent bit of damage. We'll have to do something here. He is trying to see if he can go for a Spear Tech. Is it going to be enough though? Battle Sense for a second. Got himself Blade Storm, but unfortunately Saya just has too much damage. And I think Fury at that point just didn't have much to really follow up defensively. Silence out as Dravens is going to try to see if he can cleave down Saya. Saya got himself full magic immunity. Dravens isn't going anywhere. Blind to follow. Trinkets it immediately. Saya actually taking a huge chunky hit with the Shield of Vengeance up immediately to fortify his defenses. And that's going to be the Draenor Racial. The self-healing over time is actually not terrible. It's not the highest, but it is going to at least help fight at least a little bit versus the Dawnlight. The Saya with the burst damage does eviscerate a portion of Draven's health bar. AMS to give himself a little bit of cover. Lichborn will follow up. I think gives you a little bit of leech, but that's really about it. Does get himself the proc. Maybe can go for another scythe combo. Dravens needs to be very, very careful. Saya's next go with the Hodge is going to be deadly, and you don't have an answer. And it looks like he just did not get himself super prepared. Saya does not have a Wake of Ashes with it, though. So for Dravens, this is not the end of the world. Wake of Ashes is going to be painful. I don't know if you got AMS to live it. Does get himself Death Pact. Silence on ONYXIA. If you got a way to close the gap and get some damage going, this could be an opportunity for you. Big cleave. Does he have another scythe? That was a lot of damage. Sai is going full defense right now. And unfortunately, Draven just doesn't have much health to keep going here. Rogue with an immediate cheap shot onto Saya. No Shadow Blades, no nothing. So Saya is actually going to hold on, laying hands immediately into a Hodge onto Hindle, who's got himself that evasion that follows up. Saya got himself a little bit of damage to follow as well. But it looks like it's going to be a bit of a standstill until the next Hodge comes out. Whoever gets the next Hodge might be okay. Kidney shot? Oh, yo. Shadow Blades, Cloak of Shadows. He's just trying to see if he can play super defensive. Is that going to be enough, though? Hindle can technically... It got a lot of damage, a lot of procs. Saya with a blind. Unfortunately, Hindle is not following up with Shadow Blades. That could have been maybe a chance for him to continue the pressure, but he's going to go for a reset. Saya still has a bubble, so he's got an answer in his back pocket at all times. Hindle, all he can do is maybe land a kick, that or burst Saya unexpectedly. Saya with a trinket, doesn't even roll out a rogue, even get a chance to get a setup. Is just going to go for a Hodge, taking him out. She does absolutely nothing, unfortunately. And Krager is the last one over for the team. One spear around the corner. Saya immediately, what is that blinding light? He like timed it so perfectly. As soon as Krager closed the gap, and Krager wants to go in there to get some damage going. He wants to maximize his burst with Avatar and Recklessness. Saya is just not going to let him walk up to him at all. Just going to keep a perma slow on the guy with a Blade of Justice. Stun by Krager for just a second. Hodge reversal by Saya with full Glimmer burst to follow up. That's going to be a lot of that dot damage. So for Krager, it's going to be constant pressure. Krager's just going to be under constant pressure, and Saya is just going to try to go for Hand of Freedom, make sure he can't really reconnect super easily with those charges. Having to use a lot of mobility just to get close to Saya. Finally able to stay on top of him for just a little longer. Saya using mobility to try to escape. Krager stunning him in place for just a moment. That's going to be Saya with his Shield of Vengeance. Krager does have defenses to follow up. I wonder if he's going to have to. Hodge reflected back at Saya, which is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So Krager does not have to worry about that stun for 30 seconds, 25 seconds or so, and that's going to be Saya getting super low. Krager needs defenses, but Saya got nothing here. 15 seconds until Saya can stun again. I wonder if he's going to be able to. This is an opportunity for Krager to finally take the team here, the victory here versus Saya. Does have stomps. 7 seconds on a Hodge. Krager's defenses are going to be down. He will have a trinket for the Hodge. Saya tried to use whatever he can to desperately walk away from Krager. Stun, immediate trinket. Krager does have a fear in case he needs to. Wake of Ashes to follow up. Krager looks like he's going to want to back up behind the pillar. Does go for the charge. Fear just to get himself a reset versus Saya, but I don't think he has a way to catch up to him. Nope. Try to use shields in order to catch up whatever health he can. He's going to have to find a way. Leap it through the wall? I did not think you could literally leap through the wall. Saya, 7 seconds on a Hodge. Will he be able to buy himself time? Krager can still land a Reflect. If he times it correctly. Reflect. He knows he can't do it. He has to delay it. But there goes the Hodge. It is short because Zerker's Shield of Vengeance is active. Krager with a disarm will need a little bit of healing. Or maybe just proc that cheat death and try to see if he can take down Saya. Can he do it? Needs just a little bit more movement. Executes are flying, but I don't know if it'll be enough. Another execute. Krager does unfortunately go down. He was so close to the Paladin. Does proc cheat death. Had to keep going at it. Keep trucking on through it. But unfortunately, Paladins. You know what I mean? Paladins. That is rough. Let's get us another going, yeah? Onomas. Saya and Krager, let me know when you guys are good and ready. 14. Okay, let me also go and change up the AC. It has been getting hot around there. And I did raise it a little last night because it was freezing. But let me go drop it by a couple of degrees, yeah, make it a little colder. Close? Actually insane. Close, yeah. Let me know when you guys are good. I'm gonna get another going. Don't go nowhere. Let me just be right back. 30 seconds.
Drop the heat. East. You know what? See me shine.
Yeah, the heat where I live in North Carolina is quite bad, and it's super humid all the time, so it's pretty rough. What in the world? Why did I see his like thing do that over and over and over? Are we good? Ready? Is Krager ready? Okay, cool. Whenever Krager gives me the go ahead, we'll send it. Krager immediately as soon as I said something. Sec? Okay, we're waiting. And then we'll send it to, I don't know, Dalaran sewers? Maybe. I'll let him know. Okay. Please not first again. Yeah. Yeah, let's go. When that Krager. Yeah. Well, I'm sure we'll be able to get it done. The way we do the groups, normally, like the order is just random roll. Groups go in, you random roll, highest to lowest, and you just play. Sometimes you don't get the matchups you're looking for. Sometimes you do. But I feel like that's the only way to really make it fair, right? You're fighting random players in a random order. So you try to like make your talents work for one build or another. You basically just want to go like let's say you see the name is a lot of melee. You're like, and I have a disarm. You might as well go disarm, right? That's probably gonna get a lot of use. Yeah, you might run into that mage that's gonna, you know, zap you down and ray of frost you. But chances of it are pretty low. That's about all you can do. Rugged Pally have the biggest problem? Dude, every class has one problem. Every class has a problem. For me, Pallies can also be a problem. Definitely. Other rogues can, but me being a rogue, we have a thing where if you faint as we get hit with a stun, that feint normally reduces damage by 20%. That damage reduction grows really, really big. So if you pre-feint the stun, it's huge. When you play rogue enough and you play against other rogues, you get an idea of like, okay, they're likely to go for stun now. So you can like predict it pretty nicely. It's enjoyable. Like when you pull it off, you're like, oh, I'm so safe. When you're doing solo shuffle, you're like, oh, I'm not dying. I'm not dying anytime soon. Same thing with a warrior, with a Pally Hodge, or like a warrior stun. You're just like, I'm safe. It's so good. It takes a second to get used to. Twitch. Got ourselves team 1. Who's gonna be first up? There's 2 squad rushing out of there. Oh, I was gonna say for a second, were you gonna go for the launch, the water slide launch, or what? Huh. If I switch between them, I literally see this. I like how this place is a skybox. Can you even hold on? Why is there a skybox in this place? Actually, can you see the sky when you look up? You can't even see the sky when you look up. Okay, hold on. When one of you dies in like a free flow camera, I actually want to see if there's. Hold on, maybe I can do it right now. Oh, there we go. Is there even a skybox? Blizzard, why does this arena have a skybox? You can't even see the sky. I always wonder, like, what was those stars? Oh, I'm getting caught in pipes. I'm gonna get piped here in a second. Or Nasmershka, rather. Or Saya? Hold on a second. Saya actually under a ton of pressure. Coup de grace, and Nasmershka just doesn't budge. He just kept on going. Saya actually running away from the rogue for a second. Actual so much pressure. I do love Saya using this mount in particular, the Mage Tower mount. I feel like more people need to ride around on the Mage Tower mount. It is sick. It is so cool. It is neat. You gotta defeat all the bosses as various different specs. Just one each fight, and you get a cool Mage Tower mount. It is so sick. Mage Tower fights are really awesome. Yeah, unfortunately, that DFA just sends them straight to heaven. That is unfortunate with Holy Side taking out Nasmershka. It is a little bit of a rougher spot. It is going to be a Blade Storm. Is this Fury playing Slayer? Because you're really making that Blade Storm his main big ability. Like, he's like, pop cooldowns, Blade. I don't know if that really did a lot of damage. Although he can also play into Executes too. So you'll get Executes, free damage procs, and big Blade Storms as well. So I'm wondering if that is the play he's going for. Like that consistent pressure. But Sai is doing quite a lot of burst to him. That Dawnlight not feeling great is going to hit the Pally with a quick fear to try to see if he can get himself a bit of a breather. Couple of hits here and there. Does he get a big follow-up? Stun right after. Sai is going to have to take the damage. Reflect up his Fury, hoping that he's going to be a Hodge reflected, but he doesn't quite time it. Saya can actually wait until Wake of Ashes back up and get himself full wings and a Hodge. Hodge before the warrior can go behind the pillar. Full Wake of Ashes. Templar 1. Does he get a Templar 2? Dawnlight is definitely going to be burning the warrior down. He got himself defenses, but the man is under a ton of pressure. I don't think he can really go anywhere. You're just backpedaling because he literally cannot run away. He's slowed to a crawl. He literally has nowhere to go. Goeris as a marksmanship. You could have that thing as a marksmanship pet? I thought that was a beast mastery pet. Because you know how Beastmaster get like unique pets that only they can use that other hunters can't? I honestly thought that that thing was going to be part of that list. Unless it's just like a normal undead that you can find like outside of ICC or something that I'm just not aware of. That looks like a boss, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Pretty sure it is an axe, isn't it? Could be wrong about that. Stun by the hunter. At least able to get himself some damage around the corner. But unfortunately, he's gonna have to play it a little bit slower. The pet is taking a decent bit of damage. Is the pet doing any damage? It is doing some damage. I don't know if it's doing great damage, but it's doing some damage. It's better than no damage. I wonder Gorus is using it for some survivability. Actually, the pet doesn't even get used for utility. That pet sack comes from his eagle exclusively. So the pet is there just for passive damage onto Saya. Maybe to make sure he doesn't get himself a lot of recovery, or just to get some damage from around the pillar. He got himself a huge hit, but unfortunately Gorus having to go big defenses. Got himself the Wailing Arrow, tried to see if he can make it hit, but unfortunately Sai just keeps poking for going onto the platform to make sure he gets himself some cover. That is going to be a Skulker on the side attacking him as well. Skulker damage is actually not insignificant either. It's actually decent. Stun and Sai try to see if he can close the gap. The Hunter backing up out of there with a quick stun, but he's looking for an escape. He's looking for a bit of an expeditious retreat. He first stayed for a moment, does get himself a little bit of recovery. Binding shot. Asaya is going to be short for him. The Coerus does go for a camel, but that Wake of Ashes is going to put him out in the open, unfortunately. And Pally takes out another one. Leap by Krager, immediate spear, locking down Saya. Saya is looking actually very, very healthy. To give you an idea where Saya is right now, while he's taking huge chunky hits from Krager, actually very spooky damage. He does a bubble, lay on hands. Maybe lay on hands is gone. Actually, I think the Rogue Force said Blessical Protection is also available. So he's got defenses, he's got buttons. It's just the question is, does he actually need to use them? Is he in a dire of a situation? Got himself that wall together with Shield of Vengeance. Reflect up for Krager. It's going to be Wake of Ashes. And Sire is going to go for that range damage onto Krager. Krager does have big defenses in case he needs to. Pick it up whatever healing he can. Zerkers in case there's going to be a stun. Trading stuns for stun. And he's actually going to sit that Hodge. Does he have a way to keep going? Rally Cry does get used, so Krager is borrowing a lot of health. He's going to get some healing while the borrowed health is active. But look at Saya. He's got that Hand of Freedom, so he can get slowed. Mobility at peak. Try to see if he can walk away. Finally, Krager able to get some damage. Saya, whenever he can escape, Krager's damage is just out of control. It's actually just crushing him. Krager may need to be looking at a defensive here. Potentially. Massive Shield is in play. Beer. That's going to be Saya breaking out to see if he can crack through that shield. For Krager, that doesn't matter at all, though. That is a trinket from Saya. That's one way that he cannot break out of CC. Hodge does break out with a trinket. Krager is low on health, but he's fine hanging out that low. It's going to be a little bit of that blessing of protection. Saya, unfortunately, I don't think he has the damage to follow up. He's actually looking for a bit of recovery. He's not getting counter-aggressive. Does not have a Hodge for a few seconds. For Krager, the question is, do you have cooldowns back up? Every time he has a huge execute proc, it actually puts Saya in such a rough spot. Krager with big defenses, but that's going to be a blind. I wonder if Krager is going to go for it. No, leaping right in. Reflect, unfortunately, does get used, so you have to Zerkers the stun. He's trying to see if he can pre-Zerkers the Hodge. Saya caught up a lot of health. He's got himself the Wake of Ashes to heal himself. Krager is able to go for a proper lockdown. That's going to be stun. Saya, unfortunately, doesn't have damage to follow up. He hits a stun just to breathe, but not a stun for damage, because he used damage a little early, and that he's desynced. He's desynced a little. Krager is now free to keep pumping damage. Lay on hands back up to Saya. Unless Saya just never used lay on hands. I thought he did, but it is back up. It does get it is up. Can't say back up, but it is up. It does get to use it. Krager trying to see if he can escape. Is it going to be execute? Does he get executed? Is that cheat death? Is that a cheat death mechanic? I can't tell. I can't tell if Krager's already died. He did. He did. With a charge by the Demon Hunter, Janezar. Got himself a little bit of damage, stun around the corner, bubble. You just gotta live. You got 33% dampening. It's not gonna feel great, but you got mobility. You got yourself a blur. You have two of them, so at least you can blur the damage. As long as he can get himself a melee combo versus Saya and make it clean, there really isn't much Saya can do in this situation. He can maybe try to see if he can land a Hodge. That even a melee combo outside of meta might be enough. Janezar is just waiting. What are they waiting for? It looks like maybe just building up resources. I was thinking he would try to find an angle and then try to go for the melee combo. Saya does see a backflip out for Janezar, so you could potentially go for a stun. Trinket out for the Demon Hunter. He's going to try to see if he can back up out of there. He just tried to see if he could crush Saya. Full meta available. Needs one more melee combo. Reaps are coming through. They're chunking out Saya's health bar. Unfortunately, Janezar, unless he can go for another big combo, unfortunately that melee combo with meta is gone. He still has a chance to make something work here though. He still got the proper melee combo. He hasn't used the haunt at all. At least so far. Use the Void Blade, and that should still let him rush in. There goes the melee combo. Big setup. Backflip it to get himself a good angle. He can still Void Blade. Stun. It's going to be actually fine. Saya got himself a bit of damage. Is he going to go for a healing? Jane's may need something here. Blur is available. Does use it. Oh, Saya, I think might just do it, though. Hold on a second. Saya with 5. Should be 5, actually. Because Kragger did die. Technically, he didn't die to Saya. Technically, quote-unquote, he died to the cheat death mechanic. So it doesn't count for Saya. But that's a clean sweep by the Paladin. Paladins, man, they are tough. They are real tough. I thought Kragger really had him so close, but man, the mobility of a Paladin is crazy. Say some, Red Brother, for the Red Brother. Say some for the rest of us. Yeah. Sharing is caring. Done shit now. Saya and Kragger, let me know when you boys are ready. Let me know when you guys are good to go. 15, I think it is. Saya with... I'll go last. Fine, sounds good. Saya will be on a cleanup duty. It's up to you, Saya. It's up to you. Yeah, I feel like if you want to let everybody play, that's fine. But yeah, I think Saya's like, yeah, I'm a Paladin. What do you expect? I think Paladin needs a class that can counter them, or at least compete with them. I think a Feral Druid would be like one of the best. Maybe if the other team had a Feral Druid, but Kragger is not like picking specs specifically like, I need this, I need that, I need this and the other. He's just taking viewers, which is the correct way of doing it, right? The more the merrier. Don't need to be very hyper specific. Alright, waiting for Kragger and we'll be good to go. I'll go last, guys. Chat. Yeah, as much as you may hate Paladins, give credit to Saya, right? He's like, alright, I'll let everybody have a chance to play. I will take a step back. I had my time in the spotlight, boys. Now you guys can have your fun. You gotta, he's a nice guy at the end of the day, man. You can't hate Saya. You can't hate Saya. You know, there've been some Paladins that joined, like, there've been some, like, I don't know how the players are. I feel like there's a specific, every type of class in WoW draws a very specific, like, personality type to them, right? The best of the warriors, but also the worst of the warriors. Same with rogues, same with warlocks. Usually have, like, the worst of them have main character syndrome, like they're literally an anime protagonist. Literally insufferable human beings, but also some of the nicest people you met. The best of the both, worst, you know, mages, same thing. Demon hunters, you know. There's some really chill and some really obnoxious ones. Did I say rogues? Rogues have some of the worst out there. Some of the best, in my opinion, but some of the worst. As a rogue main, my take is definitely unbiased. But like speed or errorless, like how would you hate those guys, right? You can't hate those guys. Census? Back in the day, census? Which I'm glad I could say. I should hit up Census sometime. Be like, yeah, what's up? Been a second, huh? I'm sure he does his own thing. I know his Discord is apparently like really popping off. You got a bunch of like emotes in there and shit. You know what I mean? Yeah, but yeah. Saya, Athel, those two Pallies in particular. Oh, Layson. Easily add Layson on the list. Cannot hate those dudes at all. 3 Pallies off the top of my head. Saya, Athel, Layson. Easily. Cannot hate them. For any reason at all. Actually the nicest dudes ever. Literally. Saints. Super nice, super friendly. You know what I mean? This doesn't mean like if your name is not included, I hate you or anything. I'm just saying, man. I just not like a good with names to begin with. I think probably OP 1v1. They're really good. They are very good. Pharaoh is another one that's really good. Rogue, if you really play super cheesy, can do well. Demon Hunter is also really good. Demon Hunters can compete with Paladin. But again, it's like if your Paladin comes out, it needs to be a class that could possibly compete with them, right? Some classes are really good in 1v1, some are not designed for 1v1. Like look at Evokers and currently Shadow Priest. 1v1 Garbaggio. Group gameplay, insane! So it's just how the cookie crumbles. And I'm hoping Blizzard bake your goddamn cookies better. Get those damn Keebler elves back. Baking more good cookies. Get that low quality Garbaggio out of there. Which, how are we doing? Where are we at? Handy immediately getting hit with a stun. As he's versus Cracker, the matchup he was waiting for. Backflip does not break out of a spear. I am realizing that today. Normally, the backflip ability, Vengeful Retreat, gets you out of most CC, but spear, I guess, just tethers you. So it's in a different category altogether. Handy with a big void ray, but he's learning he can't really stay next to Cracker and melee for too long. Using whatever he can to escape. The hunt does not even go through. Sigil of Misery may be in trouble. Trinkets using literally everything he can. Shattering throw for a mile away. Does not connect. Oh. That is crazy. I feel like what happened just now is the Demon Hunter rushed at him and Cracker just slapped him just across the face. Just slapped him. The animation was fantastic. I think Candy probably, that was his best move in the moment. Actually, he's like, maybe I'll close the gap, get some damage, use the hunt to recover some health, but unfortunately it wasn't enough. Audio's up next for Cracker. That's a bit of a tougher matchup. Demon Hunter, Devourer can work, but Havoc is a little bit of a story. Cracker taking a bit of damage, got himself big and rage regen. I don't know if Audio is going to go maybe flying up in the air. If he has a fly up, Rain from above is really good when he pops defenses like this, especially with Cracker, who wants to stay in melee of you. Locking him down, Sigil of Misery has to just sit there in his own misery for a second. Reflect. I'm not really sure what you reflected back. But you reflected something. I think just a simple hit. It is going to be meta. Backup and available. Audio does get hit with some procs. Big Execute is flying through as well. It's going to be a stone to follow. Cracker is going to take a lot of damage here. Avatar and everything is still available. Audio is getting kind of low in health. Hold on a second. In the Execute range. Wait a moment. Big Thunder. Blur out for Audio. He's got him some defenses, mobility to get himself some bit of shielding, Trinket to make sure he doesn't sit the stun roll. There goes the flyby. Does Cracker have a way to stop it? Audio. Did he wait until Reflect is gone to lance him? Is that what happened? Because he was like mid-air, not lancing. I think he literally waited until Reflect was down. I actually feel like it would have been better just to lance, Reflect one, but then you get like 2 or 3 as Cracker's makes behind the pillar. I think that would have been the trade. Cracker is looking kind of low. So does Audio. Audio recovering a little bit of health. Cracker with another burst of Avatar. Lightning Thunder strike in every direction. Charging in on the big hunt or I-beam with a stone bolt to follow. Audio massive execute, splitting his horns in half, but he's still alive. Actually, doesn't have horns. Oh, now they're tiny. You know what? I'm gonna imagine his horns were pretty full, but after that execute, they're tiny, and Cracker goes in for one more swipe. Give me that health bar. Give me that health. With Tama up next. Finally, the Frost Mage extraordinaire. Tama. One of my favorites, dude. One of my favorite mages in a game. Him and Seavark. I think would be, if there was a pedestal, I put him on it. At the top of it. Both are just such nice dudes. It's got him some blizzards. Got him some plenty of damage. For Cracker, mages normally is a tough matchup. Actually, a really tough matchup. Not easy whatsoever. Ring of Fire? Oh, okay. So that's going to be interesting. Frostfire Bolt together with a Ray of Frost. Cracker looking to escape, but it's going to be immediate disorient. It actually looked like Tama. Did he blink away? Did he end up shimmering away and breaking his own ray? I think it might have. Poly is going to be a trade. It's really short Poly, actually. I think it's because of the disorient, right? From the Ring of Fire. Ring of Fire, it basically is like a Ring of Frost, but a modified. It's just a disorient with a little bit of percentage damage, I think. Spear down. Tama tried to blink away, but realizes he's speared. He threw shattering throws. So Cracker does have immunity breaks. I think he picked it up for Tama and Saya to make sure he has an ability to work with. Another Ring of Fire with a Ray of Frost. So even if Cracker can escape that leaping over the ring, no issues whatsoever. Yet another Ray of Frost. Cracker unfortunately didn't. Oh no, it wasn't another Ray of Frost. I think it was still channeling, maybe, or some animation thing. Poly trying to make sure he can maybe land a kick out from Cracker. Tama trying to be very, very careful with his shields here, because Tama can no longer recover health unless he can sit down and eat. So if you can play around those massive shields of Frost Mage, you will be okay. Meteor coming down, Comet striking down on Cracker, but the man, even though he's a little bit on fire, he's still okay, at least for the time being. He's still alright. Stun, Trinket is Poly trying to see if he can kick. It's going to be Juke. Disarm. Oh no, disarm. Defensive stance for a second. Into a Ring of Fire again. Just throwing the man in a Ring of Fire. Leap again for Cracker. Able to at least escape the disorient effect. Ray of Frost is going to be full though. And that's going to be quick here. Krager cannot escape the frozen orb. It is literally chasing after him, so he's kind of stuck in place. He does have big defenses to work with. He knows there's going to be an ultra. May need something. Big burst is available. May need defenses. Trying to see if he can survive. There goes a big defense. Stun into a block by Toma. Does not have a break this time, but he does have at least an elemental. But he's want to move that elemental away. So Krager doesn't have an extra attack, a target for him to at least heal off of, which is super unfortunate for Krager. The shields for Tama are not going to last too long though. Spear to follow. He does have a poly on that, reflected on poly with a quick interrupt. Tama's going to have to go for another poly, but Krager goes in with a big old haymaker execute. He did it well. Reflect into a kick, and Tama knew he doesn't have an answer. He needs to land a poly. Actually, maybe Tama could have set up a ring of fire on top of himself. Or, I guess Panda Racial wouldn't matter, would it? I was going to say maybe Panda Racial, but it would just Zerkers it. Wouldn't matter. Actually, there's a chance that Krager maybe uses Zerkers or something else, leaping away. Last time Drudy popped out full burst, Krager died behind the pillar, so he's just going to back up behind it there. Just completely resetting. Does not need to be taking any of the damage, especially from a Druid. In fact, Krager is better off just, recovery is huge. Or, if you're going to be fighting Drudy, lock him down every time. Don't let him play the game. CC him, stun him, fear him. Hit him with the slows. Actually, great use of a whirlwind to make sure that Drudy does not get caught or does not get an opener on him. Into a disarm, Krager with it's going to be a bit of that roar. Drudy with Barskin full cooldowns is available. Krager, do you have cooldowns to work with? Into a fear. Good. I think Boomkin dots are just not that strong. Pet damage can be okay, but the dot damage isn't scary. Boomkin slamming you with Star Surges, very scary. Instacast procs, super scary. Dots, you honestly would bet, I think it's a good move. Hitting him with a fear and running away. So if you ever see a Boomkin, pop it in Karn, don't worry about the dot damage. You'll most likely live it. It's just the line of sight of a Boomkin that is what's scary. Disarm for a second, yet another set of pets is in play. Got himself the Dryad, but Krager isn't too worried when those cooldowns are only partial. Without the big incarnation, it's not nearly as scary. Does get a charge off of that knock. Try to go for a silence on the Krager. Second charge is coming through. Drudy, try to see if he can power shift out of it. Krager needs to make sure he got constant slows into Drudy. Try to go for procs. Think the Krager's health is low enough. Maybe he can make someone work, but I think maybe that was a little bit too ambitious. Spear, Drudy can't go anywhere for Krager. Even though he's Rudy, he's okay. Try to go for a clone. Into a reflect. So Krager at least has Rudy locked down. Doesn't want to let him go anywhere whatsoever. Full burst is available. Charge does go for the knock. Great knock for Drudy. Leave. The warrior still able to get that lightning and thunder Kraken all through. Massive execute. Oh, and the lightning smites him. Saya, last one left over for the team too. Does he give Krager? He does give Krager a proper honor duel. I love it. Second wind. Krager does have an immunity breaker, so if Saya does go for bubble for any reason, Krager technically can't break it. Krager is walking into this duel behind them. He is the first competitor. It has lasted this entire time, but he is not going to have every cooldown available. So it is going to be a tougher matchup for him versus Saya. It's already tough enough for a warrior to fight a paladin even when you have full cooldowns, but he's running with half his kit. Saya picked up Eyes, technically taking 5% more damage. I wonder if that's something Krager can utilize? Possibly? Got himself a bit of defensive stance. He got himself also a big cooldown defensively in case he really needs it. Honestly, Krager even just sitting in defensive stance. Zerker trying to make sure that stun does not last long at all. There goes big cooldowns, big defenses and offenses. Trying to lock down Holy Saya in a stun, but it doesn't happen. Saya's health is getting kind of low, like very uncomfortably low. Krager still has more cool tools he can use under his kit in order to recover. Fear is available in case he really needs it. Got himself a bit of that Berserker stance. Maybe, lay on hands. Krager may need to use something here to live. Fear is going to be Krager leaping away before Dawnlight can connect. Oh, I don't know if he got shields. He's got mobility. He's got chops. He's moving. But unfortunately, from around the corner, disarm for a second. I don't know what Krager can do. Spear. Oh, Battle Master's Trinket for extra health and Rallying Cry. Everything got used. Stormbolt on the Saya. Shields. Second one used to kick in. Right now, it's barely kicking in. Oh, he's gonna fight you. Oh my god. You need to heal. Yeah, there goes all the borrowed health gone. You healed a little, but all the borrowed health was attacks. It's not deductible, unfortunately. It is gonna be taken out of your paycheck. Oh, Krager is gonna have cheat death proc in here, but at least he's got cooldowns. Saya is actually kind of scared. It's like cheat death, where you can't die, so I'm gonna raid. I'm gonna run away. Yeah. Can't blame him. Can't blame him. Well done. Well done. Thanks. Okay, so we'll need to swap out Drudy after this. So we got a spot if you guys want to join us. This Mershka gonna be up next versus Saya. I like how he's playing into that. I actually got a question. Warrior's awesome. Yo, Krager is amazing, bro. Watching Krager is such a joy for me. Big burst out for this Mershka. As much as I want to ask you guys a question, I really have something on my mind. Those coup de grace out for this Mershka, dude. He's just chopping right through Saya. Saya having to go for Blessing of Protection. Health getting kind of low. 57% dampening. He's picking up the eyes. He sees the rogue. The rogue is running his tail into a Blessing of Saint. Those stones are not going to belong. Welcome Shadows. This is where this Mershka just pushing in. Bubble. You just vanish. Vanish. He has Shadow Blades. He can still see you. He still sees you, unfortunately. Blind into Bubble, unfortunately. This Mershka goes meld. Meld right in his face. Oh, gouge. You have cheat death. You might be okay. Stun. Oh, wait. Hold on. It's not over. 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 Cheat death. Dance. Kidney. Oh, my God. That would have been it. That would have been it. Yeah, there's no way for Saya to go now. Well done, dude. That rogue almost had it. Cracker with 4. Well done, well done. He did more healing than damage. Interesting. A second wind. It's almost a second wind, really. Most a second wind. I'd be very surprised if it wasn't like second wind most of his that healing. I'd be surprised most of the healing was just like bloodthirst. I'd be very surprised if that was the case. There we go. Beautiful. We need 2 more bodies, boys. 2 more spots, por favor. If y'all want to join in, group is going to be under Molten Core. As per usual. Competitive Molten Core. 1 sec. What did Dragon Attack say? Oh, yeah. Curdy. Shadow Priest? Okay. Okay. Wait, we actually do need more bodies then. We need 2 more. With Curdy, apparently somebody else left. Oh, Toma left. Thank you for coming by, Toma. Appreciate you. Who else can I invite, man? There was somebody else. Zikari's on Toblerone Arena. Oh. Oh, Evoker? I'll take it. I'm interested what the Evoker wants to play. I'm okay with that. Evokers don't have it easy in duels. You can play AUG, Dev, not Prez, but AUG and Dev are both allowed. Whatever setup you want to do, whatever cheese you want to do, you're allowed to. I need 1 more. Crash? Oh, you want another Evoker? Oh, Gauzy. Let's see. Who else can I invite? Adam Power. I didn't mention him last time. And then he messaged me later. I think I was drunk. Alex, I haven't seen him in a second. Hey, wanna join duels? Also, if you played on Team Krager and you want to join this team so you can play against Krager, you're more than welcome to, by the way. Yeah, the next one I'm gonna focus hard. This clown build for only 1. How is the clown build? I don't think you have a clown build. I think your build is just fine. Actually. Let me know when to end. Oh, you're in. Okay, well, we're picking up another paladin, but it's okay. Picking up another paladin. Somebody else tried to join. It's okay. It's okay. We do have more than 1 paladin, but it'll be fine. We have a Shadow Priest, right? So it's like, you know, the team is skipping themselves at least a little bit. Okay, cool. We are ready. Whenever Krager is ready. Okay, actually, he is ready already. Beautiful. Would it be... Should we do Lordaeron? I think Lordaeron's okay for no pillars, but like, I don't remember... I'm trying to remember, like, what's a good arena for a Shadow Priest to at least have like a viable fighting chance. It's okay. You know what? We got a Shadow Priest and an Evoker. Not the best classes for 1v1. Blizzard, please change that. Blizzard, please make him better for 1v1. Please make him better for 1v1. I know you don't care about 1v1s, Blizzard. You don't balance classes for 1v1. But please, dude. Please, dude. Give him like some kind of a PvP talent. You know? Thinking about trying clown. Think about trying clown. What do you mean by clown? Is that like some weird build you mean? Or like a wild build? Is that what you mean? Or is it like, or is that like clown means something? Almost did a thing. Didn't mean to do a thing. Alrighty, boys. Here we are. Lordaeron Arena. Which? Hey, we got a bit of variety. We at least do get some variety over for the team. Curdy. Oh, I love that mount, dude. It's so good looking on the Shadow Priest. The Raven Lord. I also like it when Shadow Priests have like that glyph, I think it is, where they summon ravens around them. I think that used to be when they had shadow orbs as a mechanic, as a resource. Nowadays, I don't know if they still do, but I do miss that. I always thought that was really, really cool. I always loved that. In fact, I actually would love it to be the new void form, right? Instead of being all tentacly, it's like shadow crows. And you still can float, you just don't have tentacle sprouting. It just crows everywhere. Cracker and Curdy both getting really, really low. Curdy trying to see if he can fight through this. Does have a disperse. Is going to go for disperse. Cracker is trying to see if he can continue on the pressure to keep crushing Curdy. Massive hits are still connected through disperse. Tentacle slaps are going through him. Trinket out of that stun. Does Curdy have any follow-up? He might be able to fear Cracker. No Zerkers actually. So Cracker having to go for a Trinket with a Rift. Trying to go for healing. Curdy flash of light spamming to try to recover as best as he can. Rift should blow up sometime soon, but Cracker does end up coming out on top. That is a lot of damage, lots of pressure. The other Paladin, Pal, got at least giving Cracker a bit of a breather, like, hey, I'm gonna be up next. Alex is back, he'll play with a stun onto Cracker. Hammer damage, so he's not playing into Dawn Knight build. It is going to be a bit scarier burst. That damage from a Paladin is going to be still pretty terrifying, but he can do the whole damage over time behind the pillar, line of sight type of thing. Does blind Cracker before he can close the gap to land a pummel. Is going to go for Shield of Vengeance. So Cracker again, eating hammer pressure after pressure. Another hammer comes right through. It is not going to feel that good. Starting to recover a little bit of health. Pal got back it up out of there for just a second. Has another Hodge available. Cracker with the not Zerkers, just an Orc Racial taking it to the face. Yet another hammer flies down. Basic protection. Does Cracker go for a break? He cannot. He may need to go for rage regeneration. Try to do everything he can to live. Reflect for just a moment, just to dampen some of that damage. Also, while Reflect is up, 25% less magic damage taken in general. So at least it's like a nice bit of cover. And Palagad, at least got himself in a okay spot. For the time being, Spear. Ooh, big hit by Cracker. Palagad may need something. Yet another big hit. Hodge, do you need a bubble? Do you need to lay on hands? May need some kind of a button. Does go for a massive hammer with a big heal. Catching up at least some health. There goes the bubble. Cracker actually execute proc. That is the thing about the Paladin Templar. The hammers do a lot of damage. Try to see if we close the gap, but it is going to be Cracker done. That is a lot of damage. That is a lot of damage. And you didn't cheese him with Dawn Light. Just straight up hammer damage. Hammers get hit really hard. And Palagad is going to get hit by a Hodge from Yolters. Yolters, the Red Paladin over for the team. One, the Human Paladin. Blind out. Yolters is playing the Dawn Light, but for Palagad, he's at least going to be able to get himself some output. Actually, Yolters tried to land a Rebuke onto Palagad. He missed it, so I wonder if that's something Palagad can maybe utilize. I don't know if he's got to lay on hand still. If he does, this could give him some go. Immunity out for Yolters. Palagad trying to see if he can back up out of there. Might be in a bit of a precarious spot. Stun, I think, unfortunately, does go down here. Just was out of options, out of cooldowns. Cracker did end up using or forcing quite a lot out of the other Paladino. With Handy, just, I like the slow walk. I like the slow, methodical walk. Giving him a chance to get a proper honor duel. Hey, you got recovery. A bit of the honorable match. Leaping right in. No, also what we like doing sometimes, if the other party does allow for it, is like get a nice little bow, walk to each other, bow, walk in the opposite direction, and that's going to be full meta immediately. No bows needed for this one. Just going to try to see if you can rip bows out of the Paladino with a Void Ray. Lay on hands to keep him alive here. Bubble still available. Handy, my question is, does he have any damage to follow up? He's still got a lot of range damage you can do while meta is active, so his damage is still really, really high right now. Sigil of Misery for a second. Pally does get hit. Got himself the Void of Racial into a hunt to close the gap with another melee combo. Got himself the backflips, and if you can use the backflips to try to see if you can immune a stun, that'd be golden. He got another stun. Yolcher's got another stun coming up very, very soon. No trinket available this time around, so Handy is going to have to use something to get himself a bit of stabilization here. But Dawnlight is not going to feel great at all. Needs something to heal. does have a bit of that healing. As long as Immolation Aura is proccing, he'll be okay. Void Ray for the stun does do a little bit of damage. I really wish Void Ray did a bit more damage in PvP. I know it's like a resource spender and soul generator, mostly to get meta back up and running for huge big bursts. Oh, a Paladin does not bubble. Unfortunately, use a global on something else. Always save a global. You bubble as a Paladino. And what's your name? Mosley Lord Moon. Isn't Mosley, is that Moslo like butter? Mosley Lord Moon. You know what? Lord Moon almost sounds like a name. Mosley Lord Moon. Is that like some fantasy name from a fantasy like book or something? It almost seems, you know, it gives that type of a vibe. I don't understand. Meta is available, I think, for handy. If you're gonna go for big damage, now is the time to do it. Blind for a second. They try to see if you can live. Stun to follow. Big melee combo. Isn't enough. Get himself a little bit of health. That's gonna be handy with a bit of mobility. If you got any survivability or range damage right now, now's the time to do it. Void Ray to build some resources. Whatever reaps you got, reaps are hurting hard. Oh, another reap does land it. Whew. And Jane Zar is up next into a charge, but it's going to be imprisoned on his charge. Got his own hunt going. Handy does have a blur. May need something here. Does he have survivability? Mobility is huge. Mobility will give you shields, but it's another demon hunter you're fighting. Also get mobility. I think it might be light. Yeah. That is so cool. I love the mobility of these classes. And Akurai is going to be up next. Try to go for a root. Unfortunately, does not connect. Deep breath. Doesn't connect either. But type of a, oh my god, the big burst damage out for Janes are immediately. Full immunity. Our Akurai does immune a lot of that meta damage. Got himself huge reap still flying in. This is where the Evoker needs someone to heal himself. Any kind of heal you got. Spam it out, bud. Spam it out, blood. You need it. You need it. Got mobility at the very least. Consumes may not be enough. Does get himself that range kick. Akurai does go for a big sleep. Fly, living flame, literally spamming it out as much as he can. That is the unfortunate thing about evokers. They are very squishy. I don't know if that deep breath connected. Might have connected. It's hard to tell sometimes. Oh, interrupt, and it's gonna be Janes are taking him out. Sai is the last one left. This is rough, man. This is rough. Have you seen this corruption stable fiction tier set? I did, Jake. Actually, Jake, I would love your breakdown on. Let me know what do you think about the Warlock tier sets. If they do sound good or not really good, or if there's like any connection, like you're most likely playing like this one hero spec or the other, or a specific talent. If you can do me a solid with that on any classes you're familiar with, I would love it, because I do want to do a whole video on tier sets, but I don't play every single class, like Warlock in particular. But I know you are got a decent bit of expertise in Warlock, so I trust your judgment. That would help me at least get some like homework out of the way. Janes are trying to go for big melee combo. Saya with the magic immunity, unfortunately, going for the hunt and melee damage after. It's just going to be fully immune. Janes will have to use everything they can to live. Trying to go aggressive, actually, while meta is active. Just trying to see if he can take down Saya. Holy, Saya got so low, dude. My god. Janes, do you have anything to follow up? Darkness, all he can do is try to live. Sigil and Misery, unfortunately, does not connect. Unless he can get another big melee combo. He might be in a bit of a precarious spot. Imprison for a second. Stun. Saya does not break out of it. He doesn't have a bubble anymore. Hold on, Janes goes in for a melee combo. Backflips are available. No stuns yet for Saya. Janes, do you have anything to follow up? Void Ray? Do you have anything? Stun. Blur is available very soon. He'll need a blur and immediate heal. Blur and immediate insta heal. No, unfortunately, just could not happen. Cheap shot, and that's going to be Saya down. Dude, the Devoured Demon Hunters ran the show for this match in particular. The amount of burst damage you guys do is wild. It's a glass cannon of a spec. You either obliterate the other guy or you get, like, shut down yourself. My god. My god. It's like my Sailor Moon. Actually, I think going for Demon Hunter, Devoured Demon Hunter, all the backflips and everything, and having a Sailor Moon outfit, I think I may do for my Demon Hunter. I may have to look into it. May actually have to legitimately look into it. Cheap shots, everything is available. Saya, I don't know if there's much you can do, man. I don't know if there's much you can do. I think it's lights, yeah. This much not gonna let you out of his sight. Handy with 2, Jane's over 2. Fantastic damage output for both of them. DK's name? Wait, the Death Knight's name is Sailor Moon? Wait a second. Is it actually? Is it a name of somebody from Sailor Moon? Because I read the name, I couldn't really tell. Hold on a second. Now I need some context. What do you mean by that, Lucy? 1 second. Hold on a second. Did I miss it? Absolutely. My Sailor Moon, that's his name? Really? Okay, hold on. Hold on. Hold on a second. Did I actually miss it? I'm finding the clip. I'm finding the clip. If I actually missed it, I'm gonna be kicking myself. I'll make sure to add that into the clip as a note. It is. It is. It is. It actually is. Where is he? Where is he? My, you can't see it. It's Ma. I think it's just, he's limited on characters, but it's Ma Sailor Moon. It is my Sailor Moon. It is actually my Sailor Moon. Lucy, it is literally my Sailor Moon. I love that name. That is actually so good. That is actually so good. So good. Bro, get that guy back in here. Oh my god. Okay. Okay, I'll get this going. BRB 2 seconds. Real quick. We'll get another one going. Alright, we're back. I got the sniffles, and I didn't want to be sniffing into the mic the entire time. So, yeah, we're just gonna deal with that real quick. My Sailor Moon, it is his name. Thank you for pointing out, Lucy. I would have missed it completely. Switch. This is why you need, like, another perspective to catch these things, man. My perspective was way too damn narrow. Got ourselves. Is it first up? No, he's not. We'll introduce him when he comes up. Yolchers gonna be first up versus Isaiah Palgod X. Bit of a rematch between the two. I wonder if Palgod X swapped out to Glimmer build, or Dawnlight build rather, or if he is still the Big Hammer build. We'll find out in a second. No, he is the Big Hammer. It is gonna be the Might of the Sacred Flame versus the big old nuke from the sky. Palgod immediately taking a lot of damage. He's gonna have to go for a lot of health recovery to try to deal with the dot damage. Palgod does have the big burst combos. Yolchers, I think, definitely should be on his feet at an entire time. Another Wake of Ashes, big damage. Does have the hammer, should have the hammer, but Palgod unfortunately does go down. I think used the global on something else and unfortunately does perish. It's a lot of pressure. Pal's saying sounds like Leah Walters. Yolchers. Leah Walters. Now I need to look up Leah Walters. I feel like I'm gonna be Leah Walters. Somebody in Bethesda. That's all I see. Like some kind of profile for Bethesda. Leah Walters. I think it's just you. Oh wait, actually it's not Yolchers. It's Walters. Walters? Maybe it's Walters. Maybe it's literally supposed to be Walters. Like Walter from Breaking Bad, maybe. I have no idea, man. I have no idea. I messed up his name. It's actually letter O-L. L-T-E-R-S. I have no idea. Yeah, maybe it is supposed to be Walters. Maybe I had this name tried wrong. Silence onto Walters as Curdy tried to fight through it. Bubble out. Try to go for a Dispel. Unfortunately, it's not going to happen. Curdy is going to go for a Disperse. Bubble and Disperse. Two big defensive buttons have been used. Curdy caught up a lot of health there for a second. Fear for a moment, but unfortunately, Walters. I'm going to change it up. Exactly. Walter. Full torrent. I don't really know what Curdy can do in this situation. Every single time, no rebukes actually. Maybe he can just hard cast at Walters, but unfortunately the pally damage is just a lot. There's literally a dragon flying through the sky high, trying to see if he can blast out the paladin immediately. Eternity Surge, he's got himself the big damage, so as long as he got mobility and he's got himself the Disintegrate, should be able to cut out Walters here and do a lot of damage. Walters, as long as he can't reach him for the Death Dragon, it actually should be kind of decent. Lots of mobility, and the fact that he changed behind the pillar, it is so good. Catching up a little bit of health, but definitely should be a little bit more aware of where the pally is at all times. Is going to go for a quick sweep block. Does Akurai have anything here? Because his name is really easy. It's Akurai. Really easy. Got himself lots of burst potential. But damage getting taken is really, really high. Try to go for Living Flame, stun to follow. Does have a trinket. Wall is available in case you really need to cast it. I honestly think maybe wall, and just to make sure you can't get disrupted, does go for the wall. Maybe just blast him out with everything you got. Whatever damage you have to follow up. Sleepwalk for just a second. Living Flame to catch up on health. He just keeping him close, literally giving this paladin a hug while also restoring his own health bar really quickly. Next stun will be very, very deadly. Deep Breath, unfortunately, doesn't have a stun with it unless it's just the DR or something. But unfortunately, oh, he does have a second deep breath. It does have a stun, so maybe first one was maybe like an immunity off of DR. The pally hammers are still flying through the sky though, and Walters taking them out one after the other. Go for the clown build. I am interested to see what you mean by clown build. I am interested to see what you mean by clown build. I don't know if it's a good build, bad build, cheesy build, but you say it's a clown build, Andy, so I do want to see what that's all about. I do want to see what that build is all about. Leaping in, but unfortunately stun immediately connects handy with the blind to follow up. Does go for the trinket, backflipping out of there, does get a stun. Wait, what do you mean by clown build actually? I have an idea what you may mean by one of the talents. Maybe going for like a giga meta, the biggest meta damage ever, but it takes like ages to construct it. Big void rate to follow up. Is it going to be enough here damage wise? Does himself reaps together with consumes. Is he playing the void ray? Hold on, is he playing the cast build instead of melee build? Oh my god, he's actually blasting through Walters. He's actually doing a lot of damage just with reaps and consumes. Wait a second. Wait a second. Is that the setup he's going for? He's got him some decent damage while meta is active. As long as he can stay away from Walters, not letting him get too many melees in, he might be okay. Yet another void ray, so it looks like he's playing for like a prolonged meta build. I am very, very interested what kind of a setup he's got going on then. Does get interrupted for a second. Sigil of Misery is not part of the cosmic damage, so you can just place it, plant it. I think it's actually not even spell. I think it's literally a physical thing he puts down on the ground. Does catch up a little bit of healing as he got himself the Immolation Aura. Bit more Void Ray. Unfortunately, that is going to be a full stun with full another bit of burst by Walters. And Dawnlight, yeah, I don't know if he can do it much. Walters does end up cleaving down that entire team. Paladins, spooky. I feel fine when I see a dragon. Where's it? SP? Rip? Yeah, man, dragons have had a hard time with duels for ages. The only time they were really good or kind of like playable was when they had that one shot, right? The big Fire Breath Eternity Surge wombo combo during the full mastery. And then Blizzard nerfed a lot of the burst damage. When that was really good, they were really like pretty solid, but they were kind of relied on the one-shot wombo combo, right? They didn't really. It's kind of like Demon Hunters when they first came out. They weren't amazing, but they relied on that one-shot combo. Although Blizzard made sure the Demon Hunters are not terrible since then, and they're really solid for PvP, especially in solo play. Just run around, slam damage, do hits, and do things and get kills. It's very strong. As Walters taking a decent bit of damage, Walters does have a bubble, so as long as he doesn't mess it up. I don't really know if Saya can really put the man under too much pressure. Immunity really early, actually. So that's really good for Walters. At least he's got another immunity to follow up, so he's maximizing his cooldowns here. Nah, but this clown build, I do want to know what you mean by clown build. Is it like, what is it just, it looked like a caster variation, right? You just literally cast spells from a distance, not doing the melee combo. Melee combo seems like way too good for PvP. Like it's like built for PvP in mind. Seems whoever was thinking about those combos was like, yeah, this is good. I love this for PvP. Saya does use a Blessing of Sanct to make sure that stun doesn't stick. And I think for Walters, it's just a matter of time. Man has a little bit of health. Unless he starts using all his Dawn-like procs just for raw defense, which might be what he's actually doing right now. Just converting all of the damage into raw defense might give him that opportunity to make something work here. Stun, insta by Saya. Wake of Ashes to follow up. Does get himself a, what? Full burst combo, full immunity. Walters, I think he just cut out on his last leg. Let's get another heal. I think Saya is looking to take him out here from a distance just to get ready for whoever is going to be up next. It's either Kragar or somebody else. It might be Kragar. Yeah, I think Kragar would just kind of try to sit on the side so he can give his stream a bit more of a better angle of what's going on with duels. But it is going to be also Saya. Hodge reflected. What a play. Dude, reflected Hodge against Saya is not impossible. He's so good at baiting out Hodges. He's so good at that. So the fact is, Krager literally went around the corner and hodged him and got a bubble out of Saya. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Is this going to be Krager actually getting revenge on Saya now? Because you got a hodge, reflect on him, and early bubble. Krager has every cooldown available here. Hold on a second. Is this going to be an opportunity? Normally, warriors do not win matchups against paladins, but this could be an opportunity. Stun, short, hodge is available. I wonder if he's going to reflect it again. Nope, reflect up early. That's where Saya is really good at, not giving up his hodge. Use another spell, expecting to reflect out for the warrior. He always delays it. He desyncs it. So that time when he does hodge him, that was a surprise for, I think, everybody. In fact, big defenses out for Krager. Unless he can close the gap, however, he won't be able to get any more healing from Saya. He's got defenses. Rally Cry is available. Technically, lots of potential damage is available. Stormbolt, maybe just follow up with some damage afterwards. If you got big cooldowns, reflect up. There's no hodge for a second. Krager does have a trinket for the next stun, so it could be pretty good for him. Stun, there goes a trinket. Leap, unfortunately, Krager goes a little bit too far away. Does not have a charge to follow up, so he's going to go for line of sight. He realizes his mistake. Saya is going to rush at him. Fear immediately. Trinket to follow. He's got the range damage. He's trying to see if he can take him out. Charge again for the warrior. Is it enough, though? Hold on a second. Oh, man. Man. Yeah, I think when Krager did that leap, when he overshot it a little bit, I think that put him behind a little. Reflect up a little early. Krager will not be able to do anything for the hodge unless he gets Zerkers. He does have Zerkers. So that's where even Saya delays his hodge. Spear. Unfortunately, he's right in melee. No Wake of Ashes, though. He doesn't have the big combo. Hold on a second. Krager does eat the Dawnlight. He's going to have to go for a leap. Saya wants to go for the Dawnlight to take out Krager here as soon as possible. That's for certain. Reflect up. I don't really know if you can reflect any of that. Stun. I think you just have to make it happen. Yeah. Just have to make that big. Oh, no. The blind. Oh, no. Yeah. I was thinking, dude, that blind. He had him so low. That was his big cheat death. Unfortunately, it's a lot. Pally is just too much. Pally is a lot, man. It is rough. As close as Krager got, Pally does still have the advantage in that matchup. One more. I'm down to keep going. Yeah. I'm down to keep going. It's really, really fun. Yo, lay on hands. His coordinates is starting to come back up. I feel like at this point, Satos just needs to push in the damage. He's a very, very consistent rogue with lots of burst damage. He knows not to peel away some. He knows, I think he's got a lot better knowing when not to peel away. Shadowblade's done. He's playing a little bit safe, but now it's like, Blessing of Sink. Doesn't that Blessing of Sink not stop a blind? I guess it doesn't. I guess it doesn't stop all CC. 4 by Ultras though. Yeah, Paladin, very strong. Pretty dang strong. Let's see if we get ourselves another one going, boys. Yeah, make Reds melee again. Sick of this caster kiting. I kind of agree with you, Christers. Yeah, I kind of agree with you. Only reason why I hate it is because, like, it feels like Pally has most of his damage without having to go into melee. Like, one bit. But it's like, maybe like if you sacrifice some of your damage, but you get to play safe, I'd be like, okay, well, that's kind of fair. But it just feels like you don't lose any. Auto Rogue can do some damage in range, but like, it's very proc heavy. Rest in Hell. How many Demon Hunters do we have then? Handy? Oh, that's perfect. So we got 2. Nice. Works out. Beautiful. Krager, does he need a second? No, he's ready. He's ready. Let's not waste any more time. What do we do? Blade's Edge? We haven't done a Blade's Edge. We're doing Blade's Edge. It needs an Undispellable Freedom, more mobility. Like if that was a trade, go in melee, but you got more mobility and freedom that can't be dispelled. I could see an argument for that. You know? Because I feel like, so okay, this is how I see it. Some classes are designed with like range in mind. Survival Hunters in particular, right? Blizzard design them so you have quite a decent bit of range because you're a hunter at the end of the day. As a Survival Hunter, if you're melee with another melee, you're going to get out DPS. You are squishy like a Beastmaster and a Marksmanship. You don't really have too much extra to make you a sturdier melee. But they gave you so many tools to go at range and do range damage, and then leap in when you like have the big go. They literally designed it with you're mostly going to be kiting in PvP and in some cases. So if you need to walk away, you're not losing that much damage. Should you stay in melee? Of course. Do you absolutely have to? Ideally, you should be there, but if you have to walk away, you don't lose that much damage. You know what I mean? They designed it with that in mind. I'm just wondering if they designed Paladin with that in mind as well. Because Death Knights, they designed them, you have no mobility, but when you do hit, you hit hard. You know what I mean? Lack of mobility, but a design with that in mind. Little things like that. And like chain of eyes, grip, things like that. You know what I mean? Which Shadow Priest, I don't even know what they were trying to design. They were just like, you can't do anything you could do in past expansions. Go. All the fun tools you had last expansion, God. Play. You know what I mean? Glass cannons do not exist. I'd say Devour Demon Hunter is a glass cannon to some degree. I'd say they're a glass cannon. But yeah, I do agree. It does feel like there's a lot less glass cannon specs in the game. Like Subtle Rogues, I feel like would have been fantastic to pick up for that. Right. Where's Yuriko? I missed him for a second. Looks like it is going to be Curdy, Burst the Satos, and maybe they're trying to figure out if it should be Curdy, because I think Sato's like, well, if it's Shadow Priest, like, am I just going to nuke him here? He does go for the gouge off of that CC and does go behind the pillar. That is crazy for me. Sprint, full stun, burst, gouge, just go behind the pillar, catch an easy reset. Curdy can't really do much. He can only maybe play around the eyes or just hopefully play in a better spot where the rogue cannot as easily escape. Ooh, does randomly find him. This time does not have a way to break out of those stuns. He will also be able to trade this burst for Shadow Blade, so at least he's got a way to stop a lot of the burst. Is going to go for heals as soon as the shadow spells do get locked out into another gouge. Does he have a follow-up? Does have an extra pet. Does have at least extra pets that might be able to follow up and do some damage to Satos if they ever attack him. Tentacle Man? Think for Beyond? Can you please do something? Possibly. Cheap shots again. Does have a bit of that healing reduction for the Siphon. Is actually going to take out the Siphon with what looks like an Abyss Raid. Curdy will need to do some kind of self-healing here. A little bit of triage. Fear onto Satos. Void Form is available. Is going to be vanished out of the rogue. Does this catch him? Void bolts are flying into the air, which is huge. Gouge for a second. Does Satos have a follow-up? Cheap shot Curdy. There goes Aegis. He got only a limited amount of tools he can use while he's stun locked. Now the Disperse coming up, so he knows that Rogue Shadow Blades is coming up very, very soon. Able to at least go for a little bit of recovery. Did some damage to Satos, but unfortunately he doesn't have any long-lasting dots that Satos cannot escape from. Eyes are available, so at least you should be able to see the Rogue from behind the pillar. Maybe you can get a Shadow Word Paint on him. I think he does have a good line of sight of where the Rogue is at. Does have an angle. I think if he didn't leap and get some airtime, Shadow Word Paint would have been amazing to at least draw the Rogue out. Satos is going to be able to go. That's going to be dispersed, I think. Has to trade it. Yep, there goes the trade. Satos, does he go for another gouge here and reset? He is going to do the same thing again. It is literally become a play. Literally play with a script, and these are all actors. And the Curdy, unfortunately, unless he goes to the other side of eyes, he is not going to be put in a great spot. He needs to play around positionals, right? That's why he's sticking around by this corner here. It feels like the Rogue has less line of sight and only this big platform, but he has to sacrifice a sprint for it. So he will not be able to escape as easily. For Curdy, this is a better spot, especially if you could fear him like into the room. So Satos is even further away from any pillars. That'd be best. Unfortunately, did not have a trinket for this go. Maybe can at least get some dots, gouge, and got him some movement. Able to escape. Curdy at least able to recover. Next time he will have full PI and all the burst damage. And Satos is going to go for the hit and run with a heavy on resets, man. Saya, nice to meet you. Yeah, dude. Saya is in here, boys. Saya is in here. Satos does have maybe a go. Shadow Blades are back up very, very soon, actually. And Curdy does get hit with a cheap shot. Does not go for a trinket. Is going to go for a fear. Finally able to set up a bit of damage. PI is in play. Got himself the rift with a kick, actually. So that's a good juke. Curdy can actually... Ooh, there goes the juke. There goes the juke. Got himself a bit of damage. Richter flying away. It's going to be Satos taking a decent bit of damage. No cloak. There goes the cloak. Curdy may need to go for self-heals. Does go for flash of lights. Blind by Satos. It is going to be the pets attacking him. Trinket out for Curdy. Trying to see if he can maximize the damage into dots on the Satos. He should be dotted after the advantage does dissipate. I don't know if Curdy just goes at him. He knows there's going to be a Shadow Blades. Wait, actually, hold on a second. Did they desync Shadow Blades and disperse? Because Satos apparently did use Blades. But it never got any value, so Curdy will have to delay that. Or will be able to delay. Big coup de grace, lots of damage. Curdy with a fear. Is he going to follow up? He needs dots, he needs damage. He used to really get a ramp up going. That's the thing about Shadow Priest, you got to ramp up. Silence does hit the rogue, but he's already silent as is. Disperse, unfortunately, won't have it for Shadow Blades, but he felt like his health was in a dire of a situation. Tentacles doing some decent-ish damage. Tentacle snap around the corner. Does he do anything? I say this have a thing on him. He does do something. Every time he technically slaps him, he does invoke one of the idols of old gods. Sometimes it's hard to tell which one it is. Shadowblade is technically available for Sados. I wonder if he's just going to push in. Curdy with a fear available. No trinket out for the rogue. Does have himself some slaps with a bit of that desperate pair. Got himself at least a little bit of healing. Couple of procs of Nazoth from Idol of Nazoth, but is not quite out of the woods. Sados is going to take some proc damage, but not too much. Curdy will need some kind of an answer here. He won't have a trinket. He won't have much. He will need to fade the next kidney. The next stun, he has to fade it. Then go with a fear. Create as much distance as he can. Get some dots and run away from rogue. That's all he can do right now is just get that way out of dodge. He is in a rough spot right now. Actually in a precarious spot. The only thing that helps him is Sados is out of stealth, so at least he can't see him. Step. Oh, I don't know if he faded that. We'll need to fear immediately. That is Shadow Blades. Oh, ooh, wait. Oh. He lived? Aegis? I was surprised he just lived with Aegis. I thought Shadow Blades was going to be lights there. Maybe Sato just didn't get like a quick proc or two. But at the very least, he does have a thing for Beyond, like dealing some damage to keep him in combat. Curdy is going to try to see if he can push in. For 6 minutes into the match, and the Rogue and the Shadow Priest are having a rough one, especially Shadow Priest in this side of the game. Definitely having a tough time in this duel. Trinket Fear. Trinket available for Satos. Does go for another lockdown. Curdy with the PI. Does he go for a setup? He is going to take a lot of damage. Just prepare for just a second. Trying to get whatever damage he can onto the Rogue. Action starting to ramp up little by little. Gouge for just a second. The Rogue getting kind of low in health. Pets are going to be on him. The Rift is going to connect. It is going to chase after the Rogue. You cannot escape the Rift. If Curdy could only get an angle, unfortunately Rogue got mobility. Rift is going to connect there. Pets try to see if he can swing around the corner. Maybe get one blast. One blast does connect. Hopefully put the Rogue in combat. Cheap shot. Shadow Blade is available very, very soon. Curdy will have a fear. Fear does come out. Does himself technical full burst. If the Rogue closes the gap, there's going to be Rifts attacking him. Does have all those pets behind the pillar. Vanish to follow. Does he have a follow-up? Unfortunately, the pets are going to disengage. That is tough. And the Rogue does get himself the dots off of him, able to go for a bit of recovery. Curdy, I don't know if he's got anything to recover here. He does have Disperse. Oh, he's manoing up. That's why he didn't look like he was manoing up. Disperse? I think he dispersed it. Yeah, Shadow Blades dispersed it immediately. 7 minutes. The Shadow Priest is looking to find a way to take down the Rogue. For a Shadow Priest, this may be one of his worst matchups. A sub-Rogue. Full control. Big burst. Curdy can't really do much in terms of answers. He can randomly proc Aegis and hope that that might be enough. He can go for Disperse and can counter Blades. He can Trinket every so often. I almost thought the Rogue was going to go for the eyes there. But for Curdy, he's at least getting himself as much recovery and mana as possible. The Rogue is waiting until he has better cooldown. So he's got Trinkets. He's got Cloak. He's got Blades and Vanish. So maybe he's trying to make sure he gets himself a clean one. Because Curdy so far has had to play this pretty much perfectly. Like very, very carefully. Unfortunately, no answer here. It's going to be lots of bursts. Without Shadow Blades, Aegis is what Curdy had to rely on to save him, but again, he has to make sure he gets a better angle. Picked up eyes in the Rogue, punished him for it, catching up a little bit of healing, trying to see if he can draw the Rogue out of stealth, but the Rogue is going to wait until those stuns are completely DR'd. LOS crap is annoying. Hey man, Shadow Priest, like what can he do? Shadow Priest cannot chase after a Rogue. Right, it's literally the ball is a Rogue's court, and it's just Curdy trying to answer. Rogue is asking questions. Yo, Shadow Priest, unfortunately, last did Trinket. I think he was hoping that he might be able to wait until this burst, but that last service where he did him in. Trinket tried to go for Death Repair, unfortunately did not quite connect. Rest in Hell getting blasted out by the Rogue. What in the world? Yeah, this is the type of burst that Curdy had to deal with this entire time, man. This is the type of danger Curdy had to deal with, and he was barely surviving every single go. Every single time. Now that you see it on Rest in Hell, it's like, oh, is it Shadow Priest? No, just the Rogue's burst was really nuts, and Curdy barely living it. Darkness down. Rest in Hell still taking huge hits. Satos, does he have the damage? Metamorphosis out for Rest in Hell. Gouge for a second. Do you have a stun to follow up? Cloak of Shadows is available, but you still can't pincer through it. With a blind to follow up, do we have a stun? You have a shield. You think? I think you have a dance too. Ooh, try to see if you can go for a setup. I think he did. But a backflip, unfortunately, stun lock might seal the fate. And unfortunately, Satos does take another one. But Handy up next. Didn't Trinket. I just got bored. Did not? I looked like you Trinketed, but I couldn't tell. Maybe you're right. First aid out for Satos, and Handy is giving him at least a chance to recover. Your mic is awesome. Thank you, Fallen Knight. Appreciate it. Wait, what do you mean? Like the sound or just the look of it? It's pretty neat. It is pretty neat. I do have it kind of sort of okay set up. It is a Blue Yeti, Shadowlands edition. When Blizzard did like a cross promotion thing with them. What an expansion to do that for. It is kind of cool. Like it's like a dial for sound, how loud I am. It's all in like these JLo glyphs. It's kind of sick. It's kind of sick. It actually even has like voice changer functionality. They keep adding more features to. It's kind of neat. Kidney shot onto handy might be in a bit, actually in a lot of trouble. What is? As soon as you trinket, the rogue gets you. Yeah, so this rogue this entire time playing against Kurdy, he wasn't holding back. He was not holding back. Kurdy actually did have to play very, very careful against him. Pal got X. Pal should have a better chance against the rogue here, I imagine. I assume. It's going to be a trinket. Gouge for a second. Sato's just backing up out of the scene. Pal, he's like, nope. Nope, hold on a second. There goes the Vanish, still big hammer hanging over his head. He's gonna put him out in the open. Evasion is available in case he really needs it. May just need it. We'll need something to heal. Liv, she definitely is the only ability he's got, so evasion is not even for DR, it's just for dodge chance. He might go down. I think he needed to do a step, like a step juke with the Paladin. Blind last second, the man, Cloak of Shadows right after. Where are you? Holy, vanished last second. Bubble out of Paladino. Does catch the rogue. Hold on a second. Wait, rogue and Shadow Blades. She down? Bro, wait a second. 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 Oh! Close. I thought the rogue would have it. I thought the rogue would actually have it. Can't kill rogues. Yeah, rogues are tough. Rogues are not easy. What a hodge on the big haunt. That's got to be frustrating as a demon hunter. Then again, the ability is such a haymaker. You essentially just tell him, hey, I'm about to charge. Big old blue spell effects coming through. Massive cast coming through. So you kind of do give it away, don't you? Kind of give it away. It's really tough, but technically as a rogue, you can, if the server tick allows for it, you can gouge a demon hunter as they're charging to you. You can hit him with a gouge as they mid-charge to cancel it, not get hit. Very tough to do. Very tough to do. Janezar, mages go down here. We'll need a melee combo. We'll need mobility. Try to go for a big setup. Sai is going to take a lot of hits. We'll need a line of sight. Do you have another melee combo? Actually, backflipping instead. Backing up out of it. Looks like does not have the melee combo that follows up. Dark goes down and... Does he have the follow-up? No, I don't think he does. I don't think he does. After the blind, it's over. After the blind, it is over. Syed is going to be able to cleave him down. Wake of him down. My Sailor Moon is going to be up next. Oh. Thank you for pointing out the name. It's so good. That name is one of the best. It's going to go for, what is it? Chain of Ice? Are you unholy? You are unholy. It looks like it's going to be My Sailor Moon just waiting out until he gets to a big setup with the army. It looks like the army is getting put on that corner specifically just to kite Saya into them. May not be the worst move, actually. The Death Knight doesn't really need to be there to fight Saya. The army of undead, as long as they can touch him, and the mages of undead, they'll do a lot. Physical damage is still going to pincer through. It's still going to poke through. But doesn't matter. My Sailor Moon mages go down here. Does not have a lot of healing at 47% dampening. Blind last second onto Saya, but it was just not enough. With Anjix and JX going to be up next. The Feral Druid. Trying to see if we can skulk over. Saya does have a bubble, so as long as you're okay. Unless you get a big bite. I was going to say, maybe just the biggest bite in the world. Hodge does go for the trinket. Shifting it around. Going bare form. Barskin is in play. As soon as Saya's bubble goes down, I think Anjix is going to be able to take him out. I can't imagine there's a situation where he won't be able to wall just to make sure he's extra healthy. Yeah, just need a couple of good hits. A big old bite. Taking him out. Satos does end up picking up 3. Long match between him and Kurdy. Kurdy literally doing 5 million healing. Crazy. Nuts. Alright, let's see if we still got groups or if we're done for the night, boys. Let me know if we still got groups. I'm down to keep going. But if Krager is like, done, then might be done. We'll see. We'll see. Also, what are your guys' thoughts on tier sets, by the way, man? Hold on. Have you seen the new tier set looks in the new raid or new patch? Bro. Wait a second. Okay, Saya, pass me lead. I'll make a group. Yada, yada, yada. I want to take a look at the tier sets real quick. Noob doo-doo doesn't even go auto dose 70% damp. He's joking, boys. He's joking, guys. He's making jokes. He's being funny. Think you're funny, huh? Okay, I also tell him 1 sec. Okay, we got a spot. We got a spot. If you want to join, well, welcome to. I want to take a look at these tier sets, man. Boys, that tier set, fantastic. Love it. The recolors in Raid is also good. I don't like the Mythic, but some of the other ones are better. Actual cool set. It's got a skull in the helm. Demon Hunter, I like it. Especially Mythic, that skull chitters, and it's like the color schemes are really, really wild, but I like the Demon Hunter set. I like those shoulders and the exposed chest. Like, it actually just feels iconic to Demon Hunter, but it's a little bit heavier. A little bit of plate and a lot of like leather. It's a little heavier looking of a set. I like it personally. I like the Druid one. It's a Storm Rage set. I don't like the recolor, but I like it pretty good. I like it. It actually has this like little like things on a mask. They dangle. I like this set. I think it's kind of neat. The mask is awesome. Evoker set is impossible to tell. I don't like the visor, and the PvP recolor for Elite is like, look at that. That's awful. But otherwise, it's pretty cool. I like the shoulders. I like the other parts. I like the volcanic looking dragon scale looking pieces. I like them a lot. I don't like the helm though. I don't like the visor. The hunter set, I like that a lot actually. I think it looks sick. It's like a viper set. I think it's awesome looking. I like it a lot. Mage, I'm not a fan of. It feels like a copy and paste of a previous set. I'm pretty sure we had a set similar to this in like Dragonflight. Pretty sure. Or War Within. Pretty sure we already had this set. It's just like a mishmash of a couple of pieces. I'm not a fan because it looks like we already had it. The Monk set, I love. I don't care what anybody says. The Wukong set is my favorite. Dude, it's going to be so cool. I think there's going to be monks that will absolutely tear this down to shreds and complain. Absolutely hate on it. Because it doesn't have that monk hat that they have for literally every other set. Literally, guys to have a monk hat every single time from Pandaria. Literally the same look, and they're fine and happy with that. Literally give me a Pandaria set, but it's slightly adjusted, and I'm happy. This is at least something new, something different, and I like it. I like it. I love it. It's gonna be the funniest thing. Imagine you're just PvPing, and some dude looking like Wukong walks up, punch, you're dead, knocks you off a cliff. The most embarrassing death, but it's like, and you got killed by a dude with a monkey head. I love it. And the feathers at the top, they wiggle. It's awesome. Pally set, I'm not a fan of. I'll be honest. I get what they were going for. They were going for like a knight set. I don't like it. The Elite set at least has the visor glow and stuff, but I don't like it. Not my favorite. They've had better Pally sets. Not my favorite. I feel like this would have been good for Nathria in Shadowlands, but not my favorite. Anyway, Priest, awful. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like any of it. Not one bit. Is it just me? I hate it. Maybe I'm a hater. Rogue set is amazing. As a rogue main with an unbiased take, I like the rogue set. Proper troll, zero tool type of looking thing. I love it. Exposed belly, fantastic. I love it. I love every part about this. It's so good. Masterpiece looks so weird. I'm not a fan. Yeah, I'm not a fan at all. I love the rogue set though. I think it looks so good. The recolors are amazing. It's so good looking. The shaman set is awesome. I love the snake set. It's awesome looking. Favorite. The warlock set is good. I like it. I feel like the mask behind it used to be shaded so you don't see the face. I don't like how you see like a skull with like a face poking behind it. So that used to be like shadowed, but everything else is great. I like all parts of it. Looks great. Purple in particular is really good recolor. Warrior set I don't hate. I just don't think it's a great expansion for it. I don't hate the set. This would have been great during Legion with like the Vrykul. Not a bad set. I just don't think it fits the rest of the ensemble. I don't hate the set. I just don't think it works. It's an awesome Viking looking set. I love the furs, the horns, the chains, even the helm. I like it. I just don't think it fits the rest of it. It doesn't seem like in a troll raid. Death Knights are embracing that death. I'm okay with it. Death Knights being death. Demon Hunters being Demon Hunters. You can add troll to it. Druids getting some wooden mask. I'm okay with it. Evoker's fine. Hunters I like because it fits the set. Doesn't fit it. I like the whimsical nature. Don't like it. Hate it. Love it. At least a troll set. I would have thought there would be more troll sets. Like the Shaman, Hunter, and Rogue get troll sets. Maybe these guys, you could be like a troll with a warlocky bit of green. This is good. I just don't think it fits the rest of the ensemble at all. I don't hate it. Oh, did we get a +1? Yeah, we did. Westeros. Cool. I didn't realize somebody else can join, invite for me. Saya. Sorry for taking so long, by the way. Did we go Nagrand again? Yeah, we go Nagrand again. Mage looks like a TBC set. I'm pretty sure the Mage set is like a combination of various sets that Mages already wore. It's just a mishmash. It feels like a copy. A little bit of this set, a little bit of this set. Like, it feels like we've seen it before. While it is a new set that was made, it feels like a set we've seen already. Look at the Rogue set. It doesn't look like a Rogue set we've seen before. It's like a troll rogue with like vials and poisons and like really leaning into the troll aesthetic, while keeping that rogue, like covered, stealthy look. It is so good. For rogues, it doesn't look like anything we've had before. Hell, even when you look at world gear that you get from like Renown, World Quest, PvP, like Conquest, Honor Gear, Prey, even those sets, like leather, look so good. You got the Halazi helm. The others, unfortunately, in my opinion, don't look that great. They're fine. Thematically, they work. But they don't look great. You know what I mean? They don't look great. They could look better. It could look better. I don't know how. Thank God I'm not like an art design guy, but it could be a little better. Twitch. Rest in hell. Where are we? Is gonna be first up versus a feral. You are going against Angix. I'm Angie, and I'm gonna mess up your name, but like when I call him Angix or Annie or whatever, like you know what I'm talking about, right? The feral droid, the cat. I could call him the cat. Call him Cat Williams. I just don't feel like it matches. I feel like maybe if you had like some swanky little like swanky tuxedo with like multiple colors and like a pimp hat, I'd be like, you know what? Okay, Cat Williams, that works out for me, right? Because he's a feral, he's a cat, and it looks kind of like Cat Williams in a pimp attire. I'd be okay with it. That would work, but until then, nah. Angix does go for the big bleeds, leap out by Rest in Hell, get himself the big glaive throw. Unless he can reconnect with Angix, he is going to be behind on self-healing. The bleeds are going to be the end of him, and Angix using whatever mobility he's got in order to keep himself afloat here. Got himself the stun, yet more bleeds with a root to follow. The root is going to be the Demon Herder's worst enemy. Unfortunately, he can't really remove the root all that easily unless he has like a very, very specific PvP talent to self-dispel himself, which is not easy. Stun, great lockdown. Angix trying to see if he can get himself a counter pressure. Got himself the bleeds with a wall. Is going to try to go for a bit of aggression while wall is active. I went for a leap. I was thinking he wanted to go for a leap as the Demon Hunter went for a charge behind the pillar. I think he was trying to get away from him. Maim, locking down the Demon Hunter for just a second. Rest in Hell under quite a decent bit of pressure. Angix looking to scurry away behind the corner, but Rest in Hell does have mobility. The glaives are getting thrown in. And as long as he can get himself another metamorphosis, he might be okay. I-beam is in play. Backflips in case there's a stun. Flying up in the air, looking to bombard the feral druid. A couple of lances are going to be able to connect, but not the most amount of damage on Rest in Hell's health. Is not looking that great, unfortunately. Hello, Mr. Dalaran. Boris, how you doing, my guy? Nice stream. Thank you. Hope you enjoyed the stream, man. Hope you enjoyed the content. And it looks like Rest in Hell Mages died of bleeds. Bleeds barely wearing off. Oh, avoiding the stone from the feral with a backflip. That is beautiful. I-beam into a hunt. Got himself an opportunity to get lots of recovery. This is going to be his opportunity to get a ton of recovery. Maim is going to connect. Unfortunately, no blur was available, but he can still maybe get some pressure. Stun again. Angix does not want to give him any chance. Incarnation just so he can prowl. Re-stun with that rake. Taking him out with Saya getting sent out up next, as it is going to be Angix. Saya did end up playing last for so many games, barely get to play, so at least this gives him an opportunity to get some going. I like that root out of Angix. He's just like, you know what? I got a root banked up. I might as well stop you. You got eyes? I might as well stop him. Should be able to get a stun on the pally. That's a sight, at least for now. There goes the stun. Yeah, does not see him. Trinket, stun back onto Angix with a bit of those wings by Saya, as it is going to be Barskin to follow up. It is going to be a maim right after clone to follow, as it's going to be a bit of a leap. And Angix does get himself a bit of that doll light, recovering little by little, bit by bit. He is in an okay position. Not the greatest, but it is an okay position. Maybe, possibly. Saya trying to see if he can maybe pick up eyes. Unfortunately, eyes on this side were already picked up by him, in fact. So for the feral, now it's an opportunity to get some bleeds, get some pressure onto Saya. is going to be a trinket to follow out of that Hodge. Andrix does not have a Barkskin. Mad damage on Saya. A blink for a second, and Saya's health is in jeopardy. Blessing of protection, removing all his dots. And Andrix does have incarnation. Holy, Andrix has an incarnation. He is going to have to use everything to heal, which is a little bit behind on right now. Heart of the Wild to give himself a little bit more healing. That is going to help him stabilize a little. Big cooldown, but it is going to give him a lot of recovery. There goes the incarnation. Stun onto Saya. Bites are coming through. Does he have the damage follow-up? Barskin is available and actually recovered a lot of health. Andrix got himself good recovery. Saya's health not feeling great. Big bite as he gets super low. Could put him in a very much danger zone. Shield of Vengeance is going to help stave off that damage. Andrix with a Barskin. Try to see if it can stay aggressive here. Wall is available very, very soon. Saya won't have a Hodge for a while. Is this a bubble situation for Saya? Is this a bubble? Might be. Lay on hands. Try to see if you can not use it just yet. That is going to be a lot of bleed damage over Saya. Got him some movement at the very least. Can close the gap with the Feral Druid. Feral may need to pre-wall this. No pre-wall. No bear form. But Saya doesn't look like he has too much damage that follows up immediately. He has a Wake of Ashes that follows after, but it is going to give Andrix, bubble it just to make sure you can do this. Wall out for Andrix. Saya uses immunity to try to see if he can take down the Feral. If he doesn't have much to follow up, the Feral could potentially take it. Blessing a Saint to make sure the stun does not last. But all the Feral's going to do is wait it out. Does have the big bleeds. Maim to follow. You have a follow-up. Bite. Saya may just die. Holy, into a stun. Saya. Oh no. Hodge, you have enough to live. One more Eternal Flame. By the Eternal Flame, he's trying to live. Andrix does have a Barskin if needed. Incarnation very, very soon. Saya does not have any more immunities. Andrix just gotta live. Bear form may need to be the play. Barskin, do you have enough to kill? You may need to go now. Hodge in 12 seconds. You may just have to have a go now. Incarnation very, very soon. Try to go for regrows. The regrows are still healing. Incarnation, stun, shield of Vengeance. Do you just stay in? Barskin, maim. Do you just take it? And did it? Isn't enough? Oh, Hodge and Andrix does take out Saya. With Curdy rushing in next. Gotta make sure to get in there before the Feral catch a reset. I think he's still gonna get a reset. Yeah, maybe Random Fear. Random Fear. Trinket Fear by Curdy. Can Curdy set anything up? He's got to be like in a great position in order to get a good setup versus the Andrix. He is going to try to slow him down. Tentacle saps are coming through. And he's got to make sure the pets at least are attacking Andrix. The pets do damage? Do these pets? I mean, that's going to be a pet with a slow and a healing reduction. So that Siphon is doing some value. But do the pets do any damage for Shadow Priest? I almost wish Shadow Priest had like a pet build. I feel like they were sending some talents for it, but it doesn't really look like it really ever materialized, did it? Tier 13 press looks cool too. What is the tier 13 again? Because I don't really know my tiers by numbers. I know them more like by the raid tier, right? Dragonflight Season 1 or Shadowlands Season 3. Which I guess is the only time they really had a tier, right? Or like, I don't know, Naxxramas sets for classes, like the Wrath version or Classic version, right? I know my tier. I guess there's tier 2. Those are iconic. So those are like, remember the number for them. It makes sense, right? But yeah, I don't really know them by numbers super well, unfortunately. There's going to be a bit of that healing for Curdy. Got himself Tentacle Stabs versus Andrix. Andrix, however, is looking very, very healthy. Does get himself a Skull Bash to Curdy with a bit of that Desperate Pair. Curdy looking to try to survive. May have to go for a Disperse here as well. Whatever damage he's got, you just got to have to leave it on the table. Cyclone to follow. Curdy does actually get some distance to get away from that Cyclone. Far enough away in order to make sure he doesn't connect. But he does have himself a reset off of this one, I'm pretty sure. Classic tier 14, I couldn't tell you what tier was, honestly. I know they're by raid. Same. Because I just didn't play back in, like, you know, classic vanilla, actual release, TBC and Wrath. So I don't really know my tier by numbers super well. I just know by raid. If you tell me what raid it was, I'll be able to more or less remember, but not by number. It's going to be Curdy. Unfortunately, the bleeds are going to rip him apart little by little with Handy. Try to see if he can get a setup. Dude, is Andy just going to go in for a clean sweep here? This Feral has not played tonight at all, unless he's been playing ult so far and been playing someone else. But he's just like, you know what? Let me just go in and show him how good Feral feeling, how good Feral looking. I wonder if Feral scaled like any way with a higher item level for PvP gear. I wonder if they got any scaling off of it. Or I wonder if there's a spec that scales with the endgame gear. Because now you technically have the best gear possible for the season. And Handy absolutely melting through the dots. He got a self-heal, but it's just not enough. Andrix does not give him a chance. West Stills try to see if he can get himself a setup. Breath, but it's going to be another bite by the Feral. Dropping down a couple of frozen orbs. Trying to see if that'll maybe be enough for him. But it looks like not yet. And Andrix does get himself a complete reset. The orb still kind of in his vicinity, in his general direction, does not get a proper stun. The orb is going to knock him out into a stun potentially. Power shifting. Power shifting. Oh, big bite with a skull bash. Oh my god. Cats are brutal. Actually brutal. You don't mind me? Not normal. Somebody that thinks called them not normal. This feral ain't normal. Oh my god. Oh, that's so good. Mess up hard. Yeah, ferals are tough. Very bursty. Lots of bleeds. Double dual druids? Yeah, no, they're definitely tough. It's like a rogue, but somehow scarier. And a lot more survivable. Alrighty, are we done? Are we doing more? Because we did do a bunch of games. Did do a bunch of them. I was really, really satisfied and happy with all the games we've done tonight, boys. Really satisfied. I also never got to eat breakfast, so I am starving. What I might do is I might make breakfast and then eat dinner way later. Because I normally like to make breakfast and one more. We could try to see. But yeah, Cracker looks like he's making one more. Because I normally try to wake up and I try to have a proper breakfast, eggs, all that good stuff. I sit down with a coffee and I read a chapter or two of the novel that I've been reading. I don't know why I even got into light novels, man. I'd never really been into books, but all of a sudden I started reading light novels. Alright, Saya. Alright, Kragar. Is there a map we could do that we haven't done? I mean, we've done all of them, haven't we? We do another rook, maybe? Hook? Awesome for me, it's 11 PM. All good. I also still have my coffee. Never finished it. I was hoping to maybe get a little bit of food, read my novel, properly start my day, because I do have a pretty decently big projects I will be working on for the next few weeks. Blizzard decided to deliver on the content. Not only do we have patch 1207, but also 12.1 in the PTR. So you know your boy is gonna be busy. Very busy. Is that Jake with a with the homework? That is basically an insane chance to RNG out of control on the buff stacks, mostly because of shadow burn phase. Ah, yeah, I can totally see that. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, so that looks like they're heading in that direction then. Yeah, shadow burn and then wither and then just procking after procs. That doesn't stack up, right? It just lasts. So I guess you would want to chain it for as long as possible. The rogue tier sets are weird. They're kind of good, but also kind of weird at the same time. I don't hate the outlaw one. I don't know if it's going to be strong. Which. Got ourselves Jane Czar first up versus the other Demon Hunter Handy leaping in. Backflip out for Jane Czar. That's going to be charged for Handy. Stun. Does he have a combo? He's going to be trinket. Ooh, the imprisoned catch. The imprisoned caught him. Wild. Unfortunately, his imprisoned does not break the damage. Let's see, he's got the one that locks the other guy down. Does he dodge the hunt? I don't think he does. He blinked past it, but I'm pretty sure he doesn't connect. Got himself a bit of that void ray. He's gonna have to blink in. Using blinks in order to give yourself a little bit of survivability is not that bad. Meta first out by Jane Czar. Got himself the big combo. Does Handy follow up with his own melee combo? Got himself a melee as well. Predator's Wake. Big combos. They're both chunking each other out. Jane Czar almost down. Stun to Handy, but the darkness is in play. It is helping him. Jane Czar sells it super low. Void ray is gonna use mobility, trying to go for Reaps Consumes. The Reap Consume combos are very strong. Got himself Void Operational as well, so he got himself the combo. Stun, back. Does Handy have a follow-up? He's got himself a melee combo. This could be it. Got him prison. Like he's trying to maybe make something happen. Darkness down. Doesn't trip the other guy for a second. Consumes are flying. It looks like Handy recovered a lot of health. Janezer will have to do the same. He does have that soul immolation, so he's able to recover some health, get some resources. Backflipping out of there. It looks like Handy trying to go for a melee combo. Oh, melee combo out for Jane. Hold on, Janezer actually get a melee combo of his own. I'm still surprised just how, like, the range of that melee combo. How far away you can charge from. It is so unusual to me. But it is very strong, isn't it? Imprisoned for a second. Handy. Got himself a little bit of recovery on that stun. That's perfect. I feel like next person to go meta may just win this. Melee combo. Stuns the melee combo. Unfortunately, Handy does go down. Looks like the melee combo from Janezo started the damage. And was able to do more than enough. Westrel's up next, charging in. Got himself the breath. Riding him out. I don't see a lot of people riding. Frostbolt? So then he's Spell Slinger, huh? Ray of Frost. Ooh, Oh, it's going to be a lot of damage. Does go for a backflip at the very least. Big melee combo. Is it enough? Backflipping out for a second. Janezer is going to have to back behind the pillar. That's have some recovery. He's going to have to play probably very, very defensively, I think. If we can get interrupts, that would be great. Frost bolts, unfortunately, will cleave to random targets, and that's nothing that Westeros can do, unfortunately. Kragar, so sorry, but yeah, it's going to hit you randomly here and there. Avoiding the frozen orb actually might be the play for Janezer. That thing is going to do damage. But it's trying to see if it can sulk around. Yeah, it was caught on the behind the pillar for a second. It's working out really, really well. But it's going to be the Demon Hunter at least mounting up. That is a good gladiator mount. I like that one. I like that one. I feel like so far Blizzard has done Proto Dragon gladiator mount a couple of times. It's like, just pull all the old reliable. These boys seem to like the Proto Dragon. The Bat, they hate it. The Proto Dragon, they love it. They just do more of them. Breath out. Westeros trying to see if he can get a lockdown. Does go for the stun. Trinket out for Janezar. Is going to back up out of there. Try to see if he can still land a stun. Shifts are keeping him mobile. Big Reap consumed from a distance. Does pick up a shield. I don't know if he could remove the shield. Just trying to see if he can spam some consumes. Is it enough? Big Void Ray. Not enough damage. Not quite there. Oh, try to see if he can use Void Ray facial to hopefully blink past Janezar. But it looks like he got caught in that wall. Janezar is slaying these casters. Curdy is going to be the next challenger. The Voidy Shadow Priest versus the Cosmic Demon Hunter. Which one of the two is going to win out? Because both of them are from the Void. Massive damage onto Curdy. Does get locked out on something. I think maybe Holy. If not Shadow, I'm not sure. But it is going to be a stun. Blaster out for Curdy. Whatever damage you can do is whatever damage you can do. Honestly, Curdy may just need to start Mind Blast spamming if he gets a kick out of the other guy. Like if it gets a juke kick, just start spamming Mind Blast. I think it may not be a bad idea, honestly. Big melee combo. Does get himself the cleave. Gains it with a backflip. Trying to see if he can keep the Reaps rolling in. Curdy with the disperse is going to be taking a decent bit of damage. Janes are still going for that Void Ray. I wonder if it's actually viable to cancel the Void Ray if you're not hitting the other target. Or if it's still worth it once you started it. Melee combo. Curdy does live it. Has a fear in case he needs to. Janezer does get silence for a second. Silence is going to be actually decent for a Demon Hunter. Not all spells and effects and attacks are going to be silenced, but a good portion of them are. Because it is a caster class at the end of the day. Try to see if he can get himself an angle. Stun to follow up. Melee. I think Curdy might be lights here. Yeah, the backflip. By the time he used Vengeful Retreat, it was over. Rest in Hell. Try to see if he can get a setup. If Janezer can get himself any kind of melee combo onto Rest in Hell now, that would be great. Unfortunately, meta does fall off. Backflipping out of it. Does not get to go from prison onto the hunt. It is going to connect with Janezer. He needs to be very, very careful as Rest in Hell got himself plenty of mobility. Is going to try to see if he can keep himself afloat here with just movement alone. Got himself hopefully self-heal Sigil and Misery. Is trying to see if he can avoid it. If Rest in Hell backflips out of there. I-beam of his own trying to counter the Void Ray with a full darkness down for Janezer. He's trying to see if he can play a little bit more defensively. Got himself Soul Elimination, which is going to be very, very helpful. Rest in Hell trying to see if he can stay on him as best as possible. Backflipping away and might be able to get behind the pillar. I don't know if he got any more self-heals Janezer, but those lances did not feel great at all. Does get himself Soul Elimination. Maybe can build up for a meta. He does have a trinket, so Rest in Hell will not be able to lock him down with stuns. Bare minimum. Sigil and Misery, backflipping out of there. Both Demon Hunters sharing that brain cell. You gotta love it. Stun into a melee combo. Trinket stumble, Rest in Hell. Janezer having to go trinket of his own. Mental Metamorphosis. Burns his way, trying to make the melee damage combo. What happened? He will need to maximize it though. Does he have a follow-up? Oh, he does have a follow-up. Rest in Hell takes a huge hit. He's got a hunt of his own. Janezer, I don't know if he's got follow-up damage. Backflipping out of there. Reap almost took out Rest in Hell, but he does claim a victory over the Cosmic Demon Hunter with Damocles. Trying not to let Rest in Hell get any recovery. One more execute will do it. Messiah. The raid boss over for the team 2. The gates are open. The trash ad. Oh, that sounds awful when I call them trash ads. The intermission ads. The intermission ads. That's better, right? Are gone. And the boss comes out from top of his throne. I feel like Sai isn't that like. Isn't that so full of himself to literally sit on the throne? But you know what I mean, right? Stun. It is going to be Damocles taking a decent bit of damage. What Damocles essentially has to do here, if you can't necessarily get a kill onto Saya, getting as many cooldowns out of Saya would be the play. I think that would be the correct play. It looks like maybe not playing Avatar. Does get himself a shield. Saya is going to go for a trinket. Whatever cooldowns you got on Saya, that is going to be huge. Damocles is going to have to use literally everything he's got in order to get himself afloat here and do as much damage as humanly possible. Saya trying to see if he can back away. Damocles with a leap stun, unfortunately, is going to connect. Being an orc, at least you're not sitting on stun for too long. And it doesn't look like Saya had any damage to follow up after. So that is going to give Damocles at least an opportunity. Sort of. Did so much to Saya for just a second. Reflect. Unfortunately, that won't line up with the Hodge anymore. So this is going to be a little bit tough. Stormbolt, unfortunately, immune. That's going to be my Sailor Moon. Second one out of the gates, or third out of the gates, rather. Versus Saya does have full frost DK damage with a silence. It should be a lot of output. Does not go for, no, does go for the trinket. Try to get a kick on the Saya. Unfortunately, it doesn't connect. Trinket of IBF out of the stun, and unfortunately, those sides are pure frost damage. For Death Knight, obliterates, and the scythe is literally all frost, so you'll actually be immune. Actually, pure frost. It technically is a melee hit, but it's just pure frost. Pure frost. Sometimes the game will let you like, well, it's a melee hit, so it still goes through a magic immunity, but no. It's so much just pure frost. It's straight up melee spell. It's a spell with a melee count, melee requirement, essentially. Might as well be it. You know what I mean? That's basically what it is. Try to see if we can get himself some movement. Looking to get himself maybe out of sight as best as possible. Saya trying to see if he can get himself an angle. AMS is active. Got himself a decent bit of damage. Sailor Moon trying to see if he can get himself some sort of a setup. Not having an easy time whatsoever. Hodge to follow. Saya does get a full setup. And it's going to be Kragar up next. Looks like the rogue is going to be last. Or Parasolka. Yeah, looks like rogue is going to be last. Saya versus Kragar. Immediate spear, immediate burst out for Kragar. The Mountain Thane. Instant bubble out for Saya. That's an interesting choice. I think he still got lay on hands though, right? Instant bubble. So he's trying to make sure he doesn't take like any damage out from Kragar whatsoever. Looks like he's going to maybe try to play a little bit more aggressively. Maybe he's thinking if I take out Kragar early enough, I might be able to play versus this rogue and use the not too high dampening to my advantage. Kragar taking huge hits either way. Try to see if we go behind the pillar. Saya seeing Kragar bound behind the pillar. He knows he's not going to let him get any recovery at all. If he just stays on him, he's just going to be able to execute quite a decent bit of pressure. Saya walking back into the consecration when it was possible to clear any slows from Kragar so you can stay on the move at all times. Blind for a second, Kragar does go for a trinket. Reflect, unfortunately the Hodge is not going to come through. So Kragar is going to have to go for big defenses. There it goes. Big Enrage regeneration. Does have Avatar and Recklessness. And Kragar may just have to play super aggressive here. And just play into the fact that he's most likely going to die. Most likely going to have to use that cheat death mechanic. And try to see if he can stay on top of Saya. He needs to pull Saya out of the consecration if possible. Or find a way to break that slow himself. Stormbolt is going to help. Maybe saving, no, I was going to say maybe saving Avatar for after he gets some of the slow. Ooh, executes are doing a decent bit of damage. Saya taking hits after hits. Hold on a second. Whenever Kragar can reconnect, it is not feeling great for Saya at all. He got himself Shield of Vengeance. Once it closes the gap, Kragar is able to force him back behind the wall. So low in health, actually. Hold on a second. Maybe he can get one hit. One more execute. Stun. Unfortunately, Saya is going to be able to live. That is a cheat death, but he doesn't have anything. No more immunity. Maybe he can use lay in hands, but it's going to be the rogue insta stun. Insta go. Well done. Janes are picking up 3. Well, oh my god, why did he do that much damage? 7 million is a lot of damage for 2 people. Holy. Alright. Alrighty, boys. Are we done? We're playing more? I think now might be a good time to be done. Yeah, it is getting later in the year. What do you guys think? How you guys feeling? Because I am getting hungry, dude. I haven't eaten. Maybe we should call it here. Maybe we should just call it here for now. Quick question. After completing the campaign, what should I do to get my gear so I can sign up for the raids and all the other stuff? As a solo player, you can put heroic world tier. Group up. Slay rares. Kill world boss. And farm. It looks like Kragar wants to keep going. Are we doing more? Have to eat, guys. Time to go. Should I tell Kragar we're done? Because he wants to, ooh, I did a thing. I did a wrong thing. I need to find that message again. Alrighty. Okay, so Saya, Handy has also gotta go. Y'all wanna search? Yeah. I'll call it for now. I'll call it. Uma, you. So. Where's the there? Where is this thing? Cracker's asking for last one. Maybe we could do one more. Maybe we could do one more. Maybe list. Let me just list it up. See if I can get a bodies. Shaman action. If you can get a shaman in, I'd be okay with it. Yeah. If you guys want to join, we'll do one. Let's try one more. Let's try one more. Let's try one more. Shall I stay? I'm gonna do one more. I'm gonna do one more. Or try. Handy, thanks so much for popping in, man. I do appreciate it. X-Trail. Do we have a lot of paladins? No. And my Sailor Moon. Beautiful. Works out. Last one. One more. Damn it. What am I doing? I'm writing to Kragar. Bro, I literally wrote in Kragar in Cyrillic, but I'm... Okay. Okay, let me do Saya. Make a lead. Okay, last one for the night, boys. Last one. Where am I going to send you into? We've done all the arenas, right? Last one will 12 run. Enjoy. Yeah, I don't know if we got shamans. If we do have shamans, hopefully we'll have some. But we do have paladins, death knights. There's a mage. Rest in hell. Gazef. Axe. I like that guy's name, Axe. Damocles. Parasolka. Parasolka. Actually, I got it right. Some guy gave me 200 gold for T3 base in TBC. Is that a lot? I don't know my gold values in TBC at all. Had a break from WoW for years. What expansion was the last one that you played? How long we talking? Circle seeing you still going at it? I've been having fun with it. I would have stopped if I wasn't having fun. I've been enjoying it so far, man. I've been having a genuinely good time with it so far. Midnight actually has been kind of enjoyable for me. Can't say it's a perfect expansion, but it's like, I feel like it's an uptick from War Within. While not being too different, I'm enjoying it so far. I've been having a blast with it. It looks like apparently they broke records in Midnight as well in terms of how many people playing. Which like the most amount of Mythic Pluses ever ran, and raids, Mythic raids in particular, wild. Gotta be West Hills, big old Ring of Frost, does get a stop onto Axe, which I think his name is Axe. I'm assuming his name is Axe. He looks like Axe. Man, looks like Axe, talks like Axe, swings an Axe. Why I want to call him any different? I'm pretty sure it's AK. Oh, it is Axe. Except the X at the end. It's not an X. It's supposed to be like an H, I guess. Axe. Wait, unless he's literally like his name. Bro, some of these Russian names are so good. This guy's name is My Sailor Moon, which I didn't realize until that got pointed out to me. These guys' names are hilarious, man. Actually funny. I'm pretty sure he literally added the Axe at the end, because when you do say Axe, there's like a slight H sound at the end. I'm pretty sure this guy is like, you know what? Let's make it phonetically accurate. Does drop low, second wind kicking in, barely keeping him alive, but it's trying to do his best to keep him afloat here. It is going to be some damage out of West Hills, though, able to go for Warbreaker with a bit of damage to follow. Big Mortal Strike does get a kick into a Shattering Throw off the block. Does he have one more hit? He actually slows him down with a Thunder Stomp. Goes in for a big old execute off of that charge. Well done. Well done. Shadowlands? Oh man, yeah. So you played through the worst of it. Unless like... Actually, what is even worse than Shadowlands? Was not Dragonflight. WoD worse? But yeah, Shadowlands was definitely a low point. Easily a low point. But it's been pretty nice up from there. Dragonflight was surprisingly, while not the best expansion in terms of lore, it was probably the a healthy direction for the game, more or less. I feel like the storytelling was kind of whatever, but like the content itself was a banger. Mythic Plus was seeing a lot of revitalization, especially season 3 was insane. And some of the mechanics and systems were generally good. And since they've just been essentially refining those systems, so yeah, that's quite a while, quite a time. Axe is still alive. I'm actually surprised he went up against a paladin and is still kicking right now. He's just alive. He's just mounting up. I do like with warriors having to use literally everything in their kit. Like, hey, you know, Pally, I can't outrun him. I'm literally gonna mount until I wait. Stun, good trade, trinket for trinket, as both of them do break out of CC. Fear to follow, as Axe is just gonna probably wait us out. Ooh, Blessing of Protection. I wonder if he was trying to set up for Demolish. I don't know if Demolish was sent or if he was trying to set one up. He stood still, and a lot of times warriors stay still for Demolish. Even though I don't think they necessarily have to. I think they just got used to it from the first initial version of Demolish. Which essentially, if you were to move, it will break it immediately. Does go for the leap, trying to see if he can back up out of there for a second. He does have some recovery. As long as he can get away from Exhale and not taking those dot damage, second wind starts to kick in a little bit more aggressively. Does go for the stun, has to go for a slow, picking up whatever health he can, immediately disarming because he knows the Pally is probably going to go for damage. I wonder, that would have been a great time to go for a reflect. Extrail, I think, may take it. Axe is still alive, does go for the stun. Big stomps, man. The man is stomping around. He be stomping. He's trying to see if he can get some pressure onto Exhale, but his health is so low. Shield of Vengeance is not going to feel great. Just try to see if you can. Yeah, Shield of Vengeance unfortunately is going to pop. And it's going to be Gazef up next, immediately charging out. Blind does not connect. Gazef able to get the damage in. Melee combo without the meta though. But he's still able to get a huge setup. Got into huge mobility, so he's doing A-okay with that. Big Imprison with a Metamorphosis. Big leap to immune the Hodge. He immune that Hodge. I think it was a lay in hands too, so he's actually able to burn through the rest of health of the Paladin if he's careful. Whatever reaps and consumes you got, that would be huge. Unfortunately, meta does fall, but he still can recover a lot of that meta value pretty easily. That is huge. Backflip before he goes in for a big burst is the play. Learn from him, boys. Learn from him, because he plays against Pally's plenty by the looks of things. He knows what to expect during the peak burst. Pally does have a Hodge very, very soon. Is going to be able to use it. Backflip. Oh! No, he doesn't go for a stun. He delays it. Pally is now trying to see if he can take a page out of Saya's book. He's trying to delay those stuns to make sure he got a good angle. Gazef with a huge movement, while also got himself big shields. He's looking for recovery. Massive movement to make sure he's staying on top of Exhale, but never like Ashtrail. Never really melee of him, right? Using shift very, very carefully. Still got a trinket in case he really needs one. Got mobility. Seeing the Pally close the gap. He's like, yo, I'm backing out of there for a second. Imprison. Meta. Ooh, big combo. Backflip. Stun is available for the Paladin. Oh, yeah, couldn't stop him. Couldn't stop him. Technically still midair. Has to bubble. Does go for the stun though. Gazef still has a lot of damage off of the meta. But he can still follow up. Actually going to play very, very defensively. He's going to play it super safe. Does get himself the big Void Ray. It's going to slow down his meta extension or meta. What's the word here? Meta. Drain. Drain is the word I'm thinking of. Drain. Yep, drain. That's the one. Drain. Definitely no more words. Big melee combo. Exhale is still taking those melee combos to the face and is still alive and he's okay. Does go for the stun. Trinket out for Gazef. Exhale is able to go for recovery. He's using those Dawn Lights. Oh no. Uh-oh. That's on my end. I DC'd. Hopefully I'll reconnect in a second. Oh, we're back. Sorry, boys. Sorry, had a little bit of a drop. What are we looking like? Trinket available for Gazef. Extrail does have a trinket technically. Meta is available. He does have Hodge in case he needs to. Hodge before the meta can go full burst damage is still got the combo. Extrail is gonna, oh, that's gonna be a lot of damage. Blurs up. He's gonna go for self heals. Yeah, he's still gotta go with the melee combo. Stun, get the melee combo. Purge Awake unfortunately does not connect. That is gonna be Gazef going down. Yeah. Unfortunate. Extrail though is doing really, really good work. He's mostly playing the self-defensive build, self-healing build, so he's really focusing on health survivability. But now that he's got nothing left, I guess the Demon Hunter who has big goes, the rogue could just punch right through. Just keep the pressure going. Rest in Hell immediately up next. Gouge into a killer shot that gives him the big follow-up into full Shadow Blades. And Rest in Hell could go down here right now. Evasion out for the Rogue. Trinkets. Cloak of Shadows could be used here as well. Rest in Hell does go for the stun. No Trinket. Try to catch up as much health as possible. He is going to go for a big Sigil of Misery. Rest in Hell with a meta to follow up. Parasolka. Do you follow up? Do you do anything here? Blind. Rogue his Shadow Dance in a second. Rest in Hell will have a Trinket. So now you gotta be very careful. Extra careful. Holy. Gouge? Kidney? You got a Trinket. Yeah, unfortunately the Rogue does not survive that burst. With the Warrior, Damok is following up immediately. It's gonna go flying up in the air. You do have a Reflect from one of these, and it's actually not gonna lance. I actually think as Demon Hunter, you gotta start spamming lances. You can stun them while they're mid-air? I didn't know that. Is that new? I was pretty sure they were pretty much immune to everything but like a Death Knight's grip, but only when they were flying up initially. Am I wrong on that? I guess I am. Backflip out of Rest in Hell, trying to use mobility to stay away from Damocles. You gotta love the Demon Hunter movement. Backflip, rush, bit of that glide to create some space. Spear down, Rest in Hell cannot break out of it. Might be Darkness here. Is going to go for the Hunt instead, trying to see if you can use the Hunt and whatever self-healing you can just to live the Spear, so you can save the Darkness for when you really need one. Backflipping out for a second, trying to stay midair in case there's going to be a Storm Bolt at him. Damocles does not have a lot of health to work with. He borrowed health. And he's just not, he's not in a great spot at all. Try to get himself some more damage. Maybe it'll be enough. Shockwave onto Rest in Hell isn't enough. Rest in Hell does go for a bit of a cleave. I think it's a cheat death for Damocles right now, so he's trying to use whatever life he has. Yeah, does go down. Cracker's last one left. We got Saya, we got My Sailor Moon, and Rest in Hell on the other team, so it's about all he could really do in this situation is fight through the rest of them as best as he can. Rest in Hell, bang that Darkness, which is perfect. Now he has a Stormbolt, unfortunately, is going to connect as soon as he breaks out of the Darkness. Stun to follow, executes R, chopping right through him. One more hit, and Cracker does bring it. Is that up Sailor Moon next, or whoever is next is going to definitely be hard for Cracker. 45% dampening. Maybe these matches are really quick. Maybe Cracker can do something. I guess Frost Death Knight, it is going to be not easy. He's just actually going to walk away the Warrior from any pillars, which is perfect. Stuns him. Trinkets to break out of the Disarm, puts him in a weird situation, but I don't think he has to worry about stuns. He can always IBF those. Cracker got himself big defenses, trying to see if he can live the damage. My Sailor Moon got himself the big cleaves down. Unfortunately, it's not able to break past Cracker's defense either. It's going to be IBF. Both are so low. Hold on a second. Executes are flying. And a last weapon throw for Cracker. Does seal the deal. Well done. You got to love that weapon throw, dude. It does a decent enough damage where somebody's low. Just throw it. You don't need to get a melee to get that execute. Just throw it. Just chuck it at them. It's so good. Also break shields. Technically, when a Death Knight has AMS, doesn't it count as a shield? But AMS only procs, only absorbs magic damage. So does that axe hit, wreck and throw? Does that? Unless it's just a heroic throw. Does that wreck and throw then do more damage because it's attacking a target with a shield and just hits harder into the health? I wonder. I need to check it. I'm sure it probably does a decent damage to the health bar, but it only like amplifies if it gets absorbed. That's likely the story. Probably has a modifier like damage. If absorbed, the damage goes higher. 400% more. Stormbolt out by Cracker. Yeah, Cracker doesn't have much really to work with here. He got defenses, he's got a trick coming back up, but right now, this man is literally on his last foot, this veteran warrior. Ooh, fear, leap, trying to see if he can maybe give himself some space to get away, unless Saya got a crazy movement. Yeah, at least he's getting away from the wings of a paladin, which is good. At least he's able to do that. The Dawn Light still burning him down little by little, not feeling great. He's going to be able to pick up some health from Saya. Does pick up a decent bit of damage. Actually, Saya taking some random hits. I'm just looking at Saya's health from time to time, and it's like, oh, that went down for some reason. I don't know if Cracker has a spear or anything. He can Rallying Cry, does go for the regeneration. Rally does come through. He will need to use as much self-healing as possible. Shockwave to make sure Saya doesn't get too far away from him. Whatever healing Cracker can get right now would be helpful. Does go for the leap. Bloodthirsts are going to be massive, and unfortunately he doesn't have much to work with in terms of defenses, and I think he's going to go down here. I think that is most likely going to be the cheat death here in a second, yeah? Haji? I think it is cheat death. Unless... No. Oh, it is cheat death. Never mind. Damn. Well, boys, There it is. Got ourselves last one for the night. Well done, everyone. Fantastic matches. Really enjoyed those. Super fun. Krager, thanks so much for joining, bud. Thank you so much for bringing the boys. Thanks so much for helping out with the duels. Absolutely couldn't be able to do this without your help and without your community, man. Super fun having you here. Also, all of you, thanks for joining. I appreciate you. Feel free to add me on BNet if you want to join for these duels later. Dalaran #1340 if you do want to add me. Yeah. Just let me know. Anyway, you guys are wonderful, beautiful. I'm gonna go. I gotta get myself summoned to eat because I'm hungry, dude. I am a hungry boy. I might see if I can swing by the pool, see if it's empty. Oh, it is a Friday. Usually it's Friday, it's summer. It's probably gonna be pretty packed. So most likely no pool for me today. Might be taking it easy for that. But yeah, you guys are wonderful, beautiful. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you guys did enjoy. I'll catch all of you in the next stream. Alrighty, boys. Alrighty. Peace.
So get the fuck up. So cover and duck, you're out of luck, we don't give up. Yeah, we're going up, next floor is us, you're riding with us. I want you to get on your feet. Stand up, stand up. Stand up. Come on, get loose with the heat. Right now. Feel the body till you black out. So get the fuck up.
Thank you.